Hola, y bienvenidos a Amores Patos. Hi, welcome to Amores Patos. I'm your host, Anna.
And I'm your other host, Faby. This is a podcast where two best friends get together and talk about
Duck facts,
duck lore,
Darkwing Duck, and DuckTales.
What was that? Darkwing Duck is on the attack. Got a warning for criminal cartoons. This is it, bang, boom, you're doomed. Darkwing Duck is chilling in town. He don't want criminals hanging around. If there's something you're gonna take my advice. Play it safe.
Together again. Da, 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 da. I can't remember the rest of this song.
Oh no.
Well, we're not technically together again. We are still separated by many miles.
Like 300, 400 miles?
300 miles.
Damn.
More or less. As I reach out to the webcam. This grill is not a home.
This is not the place I know?
Yes. Thank you. If you have been following along, with our release, with our episodes, I guess.
Yeah.
If you're current, you'll know we were on hiatus for a bit. Mm-hmm. Little over a month. But we're back. And talking about Darkwing Duck because we were too excited to talk about Goldie and the Fountain of Youth first.
Yeah.
Well,
we've done this before.
We had done this before for Darkwing Duck.
Yeah. But yeah.
We will always make exceptions.
Of course. But yeah, I'll disclose that me, Faby, I did get COVID. I laugh because it wasn't really serious. My family, we're all doing fine now. We've been out of quarantine now. We actually all tested negative once again.
Yes, very good. Very good.
Yeah, so we're good. I will say, it wasn't because we were being irresponsible. It was a really, really stupid situation that, I'll leave it at that. Just a lot of family drama.
Yes.
Anna knows my anger at the situation.
I share your anger.
Yeah. Yeah, but take care of yourselves, you guys.
Yes.
Honestly, wear your masks. If you can, quarantine as much as you can. I know.
And obviously holidays are coming up. Obviously, don't go with anyone. To anyone, don't spend the holidays with anyone you don't live with.
Yeah. I get it. There's a lot of things I wish I was doing. A lot of holiday traditions that we're not going to be able to keep. But my family and I, we didn't suffer any as long as we can tell any oh my god, I forgot how to say it. Except we're not. What is the word?
I know, long-standing symptoms,
Yeah, we're basically all fully recovered. I think my younger brother, the famous Dewey hater, he kind of, he still doesn't have his taste or sense of smell back, so we're kind of doing that, but we have been to the doctors, and they've cleared us, so we're here again, and I really miss the podcast. Ann and I, we talk, every day.
Yeah.
But we don't video chat as much, but it's still, something I really love to do. And so, I'm glad you guys, checked in on us, some of you,
Yeah, we had a really, really nice listener, Thomas, who reached out to us about where we were.
Yeah.
Because even if you follow us on Twitter, we didn't say anything specific, just that we were going on a hiatus.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was real nice of him to reach out. Welcome to our show. Thanks for tuning in. But this podcast has meant a lot to me, especially in these times.
Yeah.
Having this to look forward to is really, really great, and it means a lot to have people who look forward to it too.
People that listen.
Yeah. Wonder where we went.
Yeah. So that means a lot, and I'm really glad to be here.
Yeah. very glad to have you. But yeah, like, we were gone for a whole month, and we emerged in a brand new world.
Yeah.
Animaniacs is back.
Yeah.
That's all that's changed.
So much has happened.
It would be impossible to encapsulate. It would be the whole podcast to talk about what has happened in the last month.
Oh my goodness. But yeah. But Darkwing Duck.
Yeah, Darkwing Duck. Yes. All right, let's get into it. Today we are talking about Let's Get Dangerous, Part 1. Season 3, Episode 12, because we're going to talk for a long time, and talking about Part 1 and 2 would be God knows how long.
We would finish at about 4 in the morning.
4 in the morning, yeah. It's currently 10 p.m. that we're recording this. So, yeah, we would not get any sleep.
No.
So the story for this episode, I got my, what's the word? Info from the episode itself, so it looks like it's everyone who worked on Part 1 and 2, so I'll just repeat this list for Part 2. So the story is by Frank Angonis, Madison Bateman, Colleen Evanson, Christian Magalhaes, Ben Simon, and Bob Snow. It was written by Frank Angonis and Colleen Evanson. The storyboards are by Stephanie Gonzaga, Catherine Marusik, Crystal Ureta, Matthew Carbonella, Ben Holm, Rachel Pike, Sam King, Stephen Park, Brandon Warren, Haley Foster, Diana Hugh, and Jake Wyatt. And it was directed by Matthew Humphreys and Jason Zurich.
Ooh, the whole gang's here.
The whole gang. It won't tell me who did what episode, so, like I said, I'll just repeat all that next time.
Hey.
For our watches, we have Matilda McDuck watch, which... almost. I'm not going to count it yet, because we're not at that episode, but if you know, you know. We're almost there.
Wow.
What's the word? I had the right horse in the race for that watch.
It finally paid off.
Yes, it was all about the long game.
Yeah.
For Matilda McDuck watch. I will contain my glee.
Yes.
Until the appropriate time, but...
Okay.
Almost there. And a Leaning Tower of Benzino watch.
Well, you got a nice little place here. Only hotel, I'm never stay inside.
Yet again, you slipped through my grasp. There's no Benzino in this episode.
Oh, I'm starting to think there never will be.
Don't say that. How dare you say that? My hope is already hanging by a thread.
Oh no. Sorry to dash that.
On that positive note, it is now time for the game show within our podcast. It is now time for Duck or False.
Oh my god.
Our Duck or False question today is a fill in the blank.
Oh no.
So, kind of goes against Duck or False. I make up the rules.
Yeah.
So, how does TV Tropes classify Drake Mallard and Launchpad McQuack's relationship?
Oh no. You know I'm deep in this. It has to either be like... Oh no.
The wording matters.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of... Because I feel like TV Tropes has two separate terms that they like... Is it the phrase, bro homo, which I know.
No, it's even funnier.
Which one is it?
Heterosexual life partners.
That's the one I was gonna say!
But you didn't. So you lose.
I gotta leave with my grandpa who drank the fizzy lifting drinks.
So, yes, TV Tropes classifies Drake Mallard and Launchpad McCulloch's relationship in Darkwing Duck 1991 series as heterosexual life partners because they do canonically live together in the same house.
Yeah.
But it's the way of no homoing it because Drake Mallard, Darkwing, is dating Morgana, who he does not deserve.
No. Date me, Morgana, please. Are you free Thursday night? Because that's when I'm available.
For video chat, because we're all social distancing.
But yeah, I was between those two terms, because those two terms are TV Tropes' favorites.
God, bro homo, that's awful.
Yeah.
Anyway. Ew. Our episode begins with most of the family entering St. Canard.
And we have this, dramatic narration by Launchpad.
This is the city of St. Canard, a metropolis overrun with the worst kind of crime. Super crime. But a purple protector stands alone, dutifully watching for...
Oncoming traffic!
Oh!
It's parroting the introduction to Darkly Dawns the Duck. Mm-hmm. The first episode of Darkwing Duck 1991.
Ooh.
This is the city of St. Canard. Like any other major metropolis, it has its problems with the criminal element.
This will be the first of, I think, many references. Well, yeah. Many references. Jesus. First of many references to not just original Darkwing, but the pilot episode.
Mm-hmm.
A 2-part pilot. So yeah, it's Launchpad driving. He's with the kids, Huey, Dewey, and Louie, and Scrooge.
Mm-hmm. Though Dewey is in shotgun with him, and then the rest of the kids and Scrooge are in the back. And he's talking about how St. Canard has this purple protector that stands alone, watching carefully for. And then Dewey interrupts him because they're driving onto oncoming traffic.
Yes. Yeah, they're on the Audubon Bay Bridge, we didn't mention.
Yes.
Yeah, and Dewey has to pull them back onto the right lane. And we see that in the back, Scrooge is video conferencing with Bradford Buzzard.
Mm-hmm. Who is not happy.
No, because he's not happy today, because... Scrooge is going to his research lab in St. Canard, which is being run by the scientist Taurus Bulba.
Yeah. And he says, basically Bradford says that he's upset because they're wasting a lot of time and money on this trip. Because St. Canard's research facility, that's the name, is a lost cause because there's been a string of accidents happening at this facility.
Yeah, they don't. Yeah, they never expand on what those accidents are. I'm
what
the fuck's been happening? But Scrooge defends Bulba.
Mm-hmm. Because he's Dr. Bulba is a little bit unorthodox, but he, the lab is cutting edge. They're getting things done.
Yeah, I mean, apparently Bulba was on Swine magazine, which I guess is their Time magazine. He was on their version of Time magazine as Bull of the Year.
Yeah.
Because Taurus Bulba is a large blue, purplish bull.
Yeah. He's cool.
Yeah, so I mean he must be an actual big deal then, right? I mean, if he's on a magazine cover, I'm going to assume he's a big deal.
Yeah, I'm assuming he's done some work, and then also later we see what I think is a pretty important award.
Yeah. You're right. Yeah, and because Huey's the one who lifts up the magazine, because obviously Huey would know about that.
His latest project is supposed to be revolutionary, profitable,
reckless.
Obviously, Louis focused on the fact that they can possibly make money off whatever this revolutionary invention of his is that they don't know what it is, but they know he's been working on something.
Yeah. And Bradford is like, it's reckless, like, that's what it is.
Yeah.
And he says, like, you know, to Scrooge, like, Bulba's experiments are just this, like, worthless pipe dream. And he keeps telling him to not deal with them.
Yeah.
And Scrooge...
yeah, Scrooge is like, yeah, that's nice, thanks for your opinion. And goes to what he thinks is shut off the video chat. Yeah. And then he keeps talking and insulting Bradford. And obviously he didn't shut off the video chat.
Yeah. And, yeah, Bradford's like, I'm still on the phone.
I'm still here.
Yeah. Scrooge is like... He, like, keeps hitting it with the cane, and he gets, like, angry, and he's like, I don't know how this works. Someone shut it off for me.
He tries poking the buttons first with his cane, and then whacking it.
And then Huey just very calmly, like, turns it off.
Yeah, presses one button.
Yeah.
And then Scrooge hides behind a newspaper. Because he got embarrassed.
He got caught being old man.
Yes. There's more of that in this. Scrooge is being like, I don't understand technology.
Yeah.
Womp womp. But, I think we'll talk more about Bulba once he's introduced, because he's a big change from his original version.
Yeah.
And so Huey and Louie turn to Launchpad and Dewey in the front seat.
And Dewey's like, oh, like, Launchpad and I don't have any time for nerd things. And he talks about how he's scored an exclusive interview with Launchpad's friend Drake, who's gonna, like, it's gonna boost his online viewership, you know, to, like, 20-25 views.
Yes! That's us with our podcast, how many listeners we have. I don't know how to check. I don't know how many people listen to us.
I do.
Oh,
I'll tell you. Do you want me to tell you?
Sure, just tell me.
I think on average we get like 200 listens an episode.
Sure.
Yeah, which is a lot more than I ever thought would listen to us.
Alright, where the fuck were we? They're in the car.
We were, it's Louie's about to ask why, like, Launchpad's weird buddy.
Yeah. Yes, because Dewey and Launchpad are terrible liars.
He really knows how to get dangerous. So this Drake guy is Darkwing Duck.
What? No!
And Launchpad and Dewey are like, hell yeah, like, nice save.
And then we see above, on top of the Audubon Bay Bridge, Darkwing is posing dramatically.
Overlooking the city.
Yes. He does a flip and, like, lands on a lower level, and it looks all cool, and you're like, ah, dang.
Yeah.
And he goes to, like, jump off and, I guess, use his cape to glide.
Yeah.
But he can't, because he needs, like, I don't know the term for it, but...
I was going to say thermodynamics.
Yes.
Not the word.
Not it. I had the word. Yes, you made me forget the word I needed. Like, the cape needs to be properly attached. He needs, like, a Batman cape that turns into a glider type thing.
Yeah. Yeah. He needs to look like a flying squirrel.
Yes, exactly. But he does. It's just a cape. So he falls off the bridge. He bounces. And then falls in the bay.
No! Come on!
What a loser. Causing traffic accidents.
Well, he falls on the rail. He's fine. On the suspension part of the suspension bridge. So, yeah, it's fine. Unless somebody looked up and saw a man falling out of the sky.
Yeah. I'm like, oh my god. Oh no.
It's night. It's fine. Nobody saw him.
Yeah, nobody saw it.
Yeah, so we're at McDuck Research Lab. So we see Scrooge, Huey, and Louie are waiting outside, and Taurus Bulba bursts through the doors. And I guess we can describe Bulba real quick.
Yeah, he's like a really big guy. He's a bull.
Yes. Yes. So it makes sense for him to be so, like, disproportionately large compared to the ducks.
And he's wearing, like, lab coat, obviously, like, a nice, like, sweater. Like a red sweater. Yes. And, like, suit and, like, not suit and tie, a tie, and, like, a nice collared shirt.
Yeah.
And he's, like, welcoming, like, Scrooge McDuck.
The pleasure is mine, Bulba.
Call me Taurus, or Terry, or whatever you want. You're Scrooge McDuck. And you must be Huey.
You know me?
Junior Woodchuck Robotics Champion 4 years running? I'd hire you right now if you weren't too short for the lab coats. And Louie, huge fan of Louie Inc. Groundbreaking stuff, young man.
We were really doing good work until a monster tried to kill me.
You know, I have a grizzled old monster after my money, too. But enough about Bradford.
Yeah, because you see he's, when he first opens the door, he looks very, like, imposing.
Yeah.
But he very quickly, I mean, he's very charming.
Yeah.
Like, he's a very charming guy, and that, what was the word? That, he's like a kiss-ass, but doesn't try to hide it. He's very, like, purposely, and, like, doing it in such a way that's, like, charismatic, though. It's charming, the way he's doing it.
You're not, like, rolling your eyes at it. You're like, okay, you know what? I can take a compliment.
Yeah, because he's jokey about it. And, because I wanted to say, I mean, so Taurus Bulba is from, obviously, he's from Darkwing Duck, 1991, and he is the first villain of the show, Darkwing Duck's first real villain. And in that, he's a crime boss. He's Kingpin, basically, in that where he's operating his gangs from inside prison. It's like he's voiced by Tim Curry. He has a Russian accent.
I love that.
Yeah. And in Darkwing Duck, he is almost definitely the most threatening villain in the whole show.
Yeah.
I can't think of a time he's ever played comedically. Not like Negaduck. I don't think
he is. Yeah, no. Like Negaduck, you could say he's like out there, but he's also very much played for comedy.
Yeah.
So that like takes
he's so over the top in his like evilness. He's like he hates like fuzzy bunnies. And I think one of the things with Negaduck, like he tries to shoot little bunnies with a shotgun.
Yeah.
So that level of it's fun, obviously, but it's more campy. Where Taurus Bulba,
he's campy.
The Taurus Bulba, by comparison, is played straight. So he's introduced in Darkly Dawns the Duck, Part 1 and 2. He's the main villain, and he comes back in the episode of the Steerminator. Steerminator, playing on the Terminator, which I would definitely recommend. He is scary as shit.
Oh yeah, he's terrifying in that episode.
Yeah, because spoilers if you have not watched the introductory pilot to Darkwing Duck, he gets blown up at the end, and Fowl revives him. They give him like the cybernetic body, make him a cyborg, and he basically goes crazy. He frees himself. He goes to hunt down Darkwing and Gosalyn.
Yeah.
And and then again, he is depicted as a major threat.
I don't know. Yeah, he's played so straight the whole time. He's very different from other villains.
Yeah, and
you just kind of like this is such a personal connection to like not only Darkwing, but Gosalyn herself.
Yes. And obviously Tim Curry's delivery helps a ton because he's great. In Darkwing Duck, he is he's a mob boss, he's a crime boss, and he has the Waddlemeyer ramrod stolen. He has his goons steal it.
Yeah.
And in that, the ramrod is it's like a gravity gun.
Yeah.
Like the ramrod. It's like the actual payoff of the ramrod is very little.
Yeah.
Not compared to this.
They just use it to like steal money.
Like, they break open. They pick up a bank. They break it open, and they just take out all the gold coins inside it. Yeah. Like it's Mario.
You know.
Because banks just have gold coins. And nothing else. Oh, and obviously he has Gosalyn's grandfather murdered in that one. Because Gosalyn's grandfather was, again, Professor Waddlemeyer. He invented the ramrod. And so he had him killed.
Yeah.
Go to the St. Canard orphanage and bring me his granddaughter. She was practically raised in his lab. After we get the code, then she can have an accident like her grandfather.
they're very much like, no, yeah, we killed him.
Yeah.
They do say we should have gotten, like, the passcode from him before we killed him, but he's dead now.
Yeah.
And his granddaughter's in an orphanage because of it.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yikes. And this Bulba, again, is very different. Again, here he is voiced by James Monroe Englehart.
Yeah.
Really, really great voice actor. He has previously been in the show Tangled, the series, where he was Lance Strongbow. He originated the role of Genie in Aladdin on Broadway.
Yeah.
Which is awesome.
I think that's where I know him from.
Yeah.
Like, I sometimes I just watch his performance as the Genie, because it's so great.
Well, Alibaba and them afforded this. Sherazade had 1,000 tales. We master you in London's up your sleep. You got a brand of magic that never fails. You got the power in your corner now. So baby, ammunition in your camp.
Yeah, so the actor himself has this very charismatic voice, this nature to him, which comes across really well in Bulba, because we see he starts, he not only kisses up to Scrooge, but to the kids. Like, he knows about them. He's done research.
Yeah, he knows them very well.
Yeah.
Because he picks up the kids, he, scoops them up and takes a picture with them and Scrooge. And the kids are, startled, because, I mean, I would be too. And it's very, fun, It's such a fun voice.
Yeah. And, he just gets everyone to trust him very quickly and to like him, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Scrooge asks him, so I have been wondering, what have you been working on here? Because he's been hearing about all these setbacks.
He's but Bulba says, yeah, we've had, some damages, but there's no reward without the risk. Which is actually something Scrooge said in the limo earlier, there's always some risk with everything.
I didn't catch that, dang. Good. Because he's appealing to everyone. He shows them inside, so he's going to show them what he's been working on. And we go back to Launchpad and Dewey, who are in the Darkwing Tower.
Yeah.
And, oh my god, I love how the tower looks. It
Same.
looks so cool. Especially, obviously we're going to be comparing a lot of stuff to the original Darkwing.
Yeah.
The Darkwing Tower in that was it was kind of like a void.
Yeah, we watched the episode again together,
Yeah.
a while ago, and it's very, it's this dark room with, pillars on it.
Yeah, and then on the pillars there'll be the computer thing, a pillar with, the breakfast nook we only see in the pilot episode,
Yeah.
It's straight up just a void, and then and then there'll be the thing that we need for plot.
Yeah.
Here, it's a very defined space. We can see where everything is.
Yeah, I love it. There's we kind of get this aerial shot of it. This big computer. Right next to it are some costumes
and a glass display case.
Yeah. Then we got these big barred windows.
Yes. Okay, that was something I'm gonna harp on this. That the windows have bars that you can tell they're windows. In the original Darkwing Duck, they were just empty windows you could just walk out of.
Yeah.
And I'm it's a tower. It's cold.
Yeah.
Why isn't there glass?
Also so dangerous.
Yes, also so dangerous. What if a bird could just fly in there? You need glass. Anyway, there's windows.
I love that, yeah. We have a little homey nook.
Yeah, with some
couches.
Some Darkwing memorabilia over there.
Yeah.
I really like the look of Darkwing Tower. There's even we see the rat catcher in the middle of it. And much more of a Batman vibe.
Yeah.
But a Batman who has a sense of class. there's wood paneling. It's nice.
Yeah. It's very, very nice.
Darkwing has to make a dramatic entrance.
Of course.
And he jumps down onto the rat catcher and is promptly startled by Dewey.
asking him if that's a motorcycle of his face, which, of course.
And with the Ratcatcher, I mean, we've seen the Ratcatcher in this universe before. We've seen how it looked in the original Darkwing show.
Yeah.
And it looks a lot more cartoony.
Mm-hmm.
So I really like that it's not an exact replica, like with Darkwing's costume.
Mm-hmm.
It's a new take on it.
I love it. Yeah. I still really, really want, like, a model of it.
The original Ratcatcher or this one?
Whichever. No, like,
they're
recently
on
priced.
eBay. I mean,
recently...
there's a couple of reasons. I've been looking.
Okay. Yeah?
I've been doing way too much online shopping.
I have too, but I'm making a wrestling Ida bag, so we're gonna keep it.
I've just, I bought a bunch of Christmas ornaments, like Disney ones, and I'm like, oh crap,
Yeah.
I bought way too many of these.
You need more trees to put them on.
So, I'm on a self-imposed,
no buy
for a while.
I mean, I'm getting a package tomorrow, so we'll see.
Oh no, yeah, I'm getting packages in the next several days, but I can't get anything else.
Oh my god.
But
yeah.
Launchpad then promptly engulfs Drake in a very large bear hug and swings him around.
Yeah, in my notes I wrote, I want to be hugged like that. Sad face.
That is really sad. I'd hug you way too far away. But it's super cute.
It's so cute.
And yeah, Drake just kind of lets himself be kind of be tossed around.
Drake!
Oh, hey, I'll help you.
This is amazing! First you loved Darkwing, then you played Darkwing, now you are Darkwing! This is like every dream I've ever had, only my hands aren't made of waffles. Right?
It's very sweet.
But, oh my goodness, I just really, obviously, we mentioned before, really big fan of how Drake and Launchpad's relationship has progressed, and just is almost obviously comparing it, again, to the original Darkwing, because, I mean, they're friends here.
Yeah.
And, I mean, before anything else, whereas in original Darkwing, it's very much a sidekick, superhero relationship, where... Yeah, where... I don't know. Darkwing isn't very nice to Launchpad, is the best way to put it.
There's, like, episodes where you're like, oh, right, you guys aren't, like, friends.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, don't like that. But yeah, I love here they're just, like, they're friends and they're excited to see each other. It means a lot to me, period. Really, like.
Because we see, so Dewey's, like, he's going messing around with Drake's stuff. He finds the smoke bombs. And he climbs into the chair in front of the big computer. And we get the question that we were all thinking, where the hell did Drake get all of this stuff?
Yeah.
He answers, he explains.
He explains that Launchpad's pal, Fenton,
Yeah.
like, hooked him up with everything.
Yeah.
And then he goes on to say something that I find so fucking hilarious. He says that Fenton's talents are wasted designing like, tech for that hack Gizmo Duck. I love that no one bothers to correct him.
No! Darkwing is the only person to not know that Fenton is Gizmo Duck. The only person.
Yeah.
Which I love. Darkwing Duck and Gizmo Duck met in original Darkwing episode. In the episode Tip of the Titans is when they first meet. And they're together again in Just Us, Justice Ducks, and another one that I can't remember the name of.
Oh. I can't help you here.
Oh, I can't remember the name. I know what happens. Like, Darkwing tries to make his own super suit, and it's like a garbage can. But in that one also, he never learns that Fenton and Gizmo are the same person. Though in that, he hates both of them equally.
And adios to you, Drake Rooney. Fentonino, don't call me that.
He has enough hatred in his heart for both people individually.
Yes. But I like that here, we see more in part 2 that he is friends with Fenton. And just fucking hates Gizmo Duck.
But I just love that he's like, between you and me, Fenton fucking hates Gizmo Duck.
I wonder how that conversation went. Like, he was complaining about Gizmo Duck, like, being Gizmo Duck. But without realizing, and
he just refuses to listen.
Yeah, Darkwing's like, oh yeah, that guy fucking sucks. It's like, no, I'm just... Well, Fenton's in too deep now. We can't tell him that he's Gizmo Duck now.
How embarrassing.
Yes. Anyway, Launchpad especially is excited to see Darkwing fight actual crime, to fight actual villains. Yeah. Because, Darkwing in the original show, he fought villains such as, and we see that Launchpad has like the trading cards, which I think were actual things you could get in.
Ooh.
You could get them in the VHSs of the show or the DVD, something. There was a way to get these cards.
Cool.
And so he lists off each villain, and each villain it has their own card, and along with their name, there's a number which corresponds to the episode they premiered in. Mm-hmm. So we go down the line. We have Bushroot looking like a swamp thing.
Love that for him.
Episode 3, Beauty and the Beat. Mm-hmm. We had Quackerjack, episode 19, Days of Blunder, though technically his actual origin is Whiffle while you work, as we learn his origin. Okay. But, whatever. Megavolt, episode 8, Duck Blind, and Liquidator. Episode 36, Dry Hard, which I think is the episode we've mentioned more than any other episode of Darkwing Duck, because it's our favorite.
It's our favorite. Like, literally, I was telling Anna, I was like, whenever we don't, like, we watch a lot of movies and shows together, but whenever we had, like, a gap of, like, oh, I don't know what to watch next, we're gonna watch Dry Hard, and we're gonna laugh, and we're gonna have a good time.
Dry Hard is such... We'll talk more about Dry Hard next episode when Liquidator's a person. But, yeah, I don't know why. It's so good, and...
Yeah.
I'm so upset that it's the only good Liquidator episode.
Same. Like, I'm like, I want more of this guy.
Yeah, it's the only one he has a personality.
Yeah.
And it's funny. Good. It's so funny. I'm so upset he gets neglected for the rest of the show.
Oh, it has some of my favorite lines.
Yes.
It's so good.
I'll put them in here.
He's wet and he's cool, he's really hip. He may be made of water, but he's no drip. Do-ah.
So, Drake is like, well, like, Launchpad, like, those are fictional villains from the TV show. So, and then Launchpad's like, well, then, like, your actual villains should be even more impressive.
Yeah.
And Drake is like, oh, like, about that.
Yeah, he's like hemming and hawing, like, oh, yeah, about that. And Dewey, like, rolls up, like, he interrupts them to, like, start typing out the computer. Mm-hmm. Which isn't, it's an artificial intelligence. Like, like a Jarvis from Iron Man, and I think Friday is his current, probably more based on Friday. Mm-hmm. Iron Man's before he died.
In memoriam.
In memoriam, Tony Stark. His AI he was using, it's Wanda, who is voiced by Jamila Jamil. With her British accent, not the American accent. She's Fagandra. And she reveals that there is no crime in St. Canard.
Absolutely none, 0%.
Not since the new mayor took charge and cleaned up the place.
Computer, are you sure?
Sorry, which of us is a sophisticated auto-intelligence? Oh, right, it's me, the big computer. There's no crime.
Yeah.
Darkwing he's panicking because obviously it makes him look bad because he's just sitting up here in a tower with nothing to do.
Yeah, like, even Launchpad is like, to, like, Wanda's like, are you sure? And Wanda's all like, okay, which one is, like, a sophisticated computer? Yeah. It's really smart. It's me. There's no crime.
Yeah. And Darkwing quickly, he jumps onto, like, the console, like, but there, saying, oh, there was a ton of crime. You just missed it, though. And he, like, pushes a button that turns Wanda off when she goes to correct him.
And, like, And Dewey's disappointed because without any like superhero crime fighting stuff, there's gonna be no like docu and drama to his docudrama.
Yes. But Darkwing obviously is desperate to salvage this. So so he gets in front of the camera, like he has Dewey point the camera at him, and I'm gonna put the line, and he says it's gonna get dangerous, and we have Launchpad slightly off screen, just fanboying.
Alright, you wanna fight crime? Let's get dangerous.
So we go back to the research lab. I already forgot the name of it.
The Mint Duck Labs, it's whatever. Yeah, so we see it's Bulba revealing the ramrod.
Mm-hmm. And I love how he says it, because he's like, like, this is the future. Gentlemen, I give you the ramrod. And we get, like, this shot of it. Mm-hmm. But then he's like, I should have put a tarp over it to make it more dramatic.
Because we just pan back, and there it is.
Yeah.
It looks like, what does it even look like? It's like, It looks like the grabby claw, like in an arcade game.
Yeah,
like the pincers, whatever.
Yeah,
with like a kind of ray gun in the middle.
Yeah,
but it's
very
like
all white.
Yeah, it's very white, very like high tech looking. Mm-hmm. So this is the ramrod, the reality altering mechanism.
Yeah. Everything's an acronym.
Yes. And we see he pulls out this key from his pocket that assumes it's the key to, turn it on. And Huey gets very suspicious. Or not suspicious, but like, he notices the key right away.
Yeah, because the key kind of has like the circle, and then you like insert like those little prods. But the circle part has symbols on it, and that's what kind of like Huey notices specifically.
Yeah. And at first Scrooge is like, "Wow, this is something. What is it?"
And that's when Bulba explains that it's the reality altering machine, and that it can make anything
out of nothing.
Yeah,
which isn't possible.
No, it's not.
No.
There's a specific law. I forget which law.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to graduate school for creative writing. I don't know.
I took physics like 4 years ago, so I don't remember.
But so it's obviously very different from the gravity gun that was the original Darkwing Duck. Bulba is going to put on a demonstration. Mm-hmm.
And he like turns it on. It's like this like red crackling lights that goes all over it. And he asks them like, "What's your favorite food?" And the boys both say pizza. And then Scrooge says haggis. And he's like, to Bulba's like, "I heard haggis,"
because he knows where the money's at.
Yeah,
he knows who cuts his paychecks. He explains as he does this that he's typing in haggis, and it basically it just creates it.
Yeah, he says that he has to find the key to find the right frequency.
Yeah.
And then,
but it doesn't elaborate beyond that.
No.
And then a plate of haggis appears.
Yeah.
Scrooge tries it. Obviously, he loves it. Louis thinks it's disgusting. Haggis probably isn't as gross as, cartoons would lead us to believe, right? It's basically sausage.
It's like... Okay, can you believe that I learned about haggis reading WWE magazine as a child?
I would.
This is where I learned about it. It's like...
In what context? Wait, in what context? Why was haggis there?
So, this magazine would have, little bits at the end where they, recreated funny stories wrestlers, told them. Mm-hmm. Life on the road stuff, kind of. And they would recreate them with, the action figures. So I always thought it was really fun.
That's cute. Speech bubbles?
Yeah, the little speech bubbles and, kind of I don't know, Robot Chicken-ish, I guess. Yeah. And I think one of them was, how they were, performing. They had a show somewhere, in Scotland, and then they had it, and it was, nasty experience, basically. So that's where I learned from it.
I mean, it probably isn't that bad. It's made the same way as sausage. A thing. Yeah. Like a tube stuffed with a thing. I mean, sausage is disgusting if you actually, like...
It's sheep's bladder is, like, the casing.
Yeah. But like, people eat... I mean, I've eaten crickets.
I don't know. I don't eat it myself, but I know people like tacos de, like, lengua and, like...
Those are so good.
Head.
I've had lengua, cow tongue. Yes. I've had it in, like, one place, and it is so good. They have some, like, I think green onion on that shit. So good. It's so good.
See, to me, it's the texture. I can't...
It's just, like, a different kind of meat texture. Like, I'm like, it's just good. Yeah, but I mean, haggis, sausage, laws and sausages, two things you don't never want to know how they get made.
Yeah. But yeah, so,
And then I think we've learned this before, that global warming exists, climate change exists in the DuckTales universe.
Yeah, so does world hunger.
So does world hunger. Because Scrooge is saying that this machine can be used to fix those things. You can replace the polar ice caps with this. You can solve world hunger, because you can just create food out of nothing.
Yeah. And Louie's like, who cares? Like, set that baby to Ruby.
Yeah. It's like, okay, Louie, perspective. But Huey immediately wants to know how this works. Like, specifically where the materials come from, because he knows you can't make something from nothing. Mm-hmm. Like, matter, whatever the rule is, matter can't be...
created nor destroyed.
Yes.
You can't... Yes.
You did it.
We did it. That
basic physics that we didn't bother to Google.
And Louie's like, oh my god, like, leave it to Huey to literally question how the sausage gets made.
Yeah, and he shuts Huey up by literally stuffing some of the haggis in his mouth.
And the boys, like, want to vomit.
Weak sauce. How are they going to experience different cultures if they don't even, like, contend with, like, weak-ass Scottish food culture?
Like, that's the thing. Like, I don't like certain things, but I will at least try it. You know, like, I'm down to try it. Maybe I'll try some tacos de lengua. I don't know. It's been a long time since I've had.
It's good. At least, I can't speak for all tacos de lengua, but the ones that I've had. Yeah, in real life comparison, would St. Canard be like,
we talked about this
Yeah,
once.
would it be San Francisco?
Yes, we said that it would be San Francisco, and Duckburg would be more like, kind of like Berkeley, that area. Yeah. Yeah. And we were in a car loudly talking about
leaving San Francisco.
Yeah, because it kind of has that, like, a lot of, like, high-rise buildings, you know, like, very bright at night. Yeah. Kind of stuff, yeah.
And we see a bit more of it next episode. I'll probably bring it up next episode. I'll bring it up again, probably. I just like the vibe of St. Canard. It is distinct from Duckburg.
We have Darkwing being dramatic.
The virtuous Violet Vigilante surveys the city for sin. Sorry, could you film from the other side? My chin looks weird at this angle.
And he interrupts himself to tell Dewey, who's being held up by Launchpad.
Yeah, he's the cameraman.
If he can film him from another, like, side, because his chin looks weird at that angle.
Yes. But apparently we've been out here for hours, like, just filming him monologuing, and there's been no crime.
Mm-mm. And I love Launchpad. It's like, and I will cherish every second.
Yes.
I'm like, you've just been lifting this small boy for hours, probably.
Hours. But he's fine with it. Of course he is. But like, Dewey, like, I don't know what his plan is to, like, somehow get Darkwing to find crime faster. That he's, like, threatening to call Gizmoduck, who he has on speed dial.
And, like, you know, Darkwing, you meet, he's like, no, like, I'll find something.
I'll find some crime, even if I have to create it.
Yes.
I was a little worried, that's where this was going to go, but...
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
But no.
No.
He hears some glass shattering.
Yeah, and he sees what looks like, maybe, some guys robbing a house? Question mark.
But, I mean, not really, but I guess.
He's desperate.
There's a very obvious moving truck to the right of him.
Yes. But so he jumps off this roof. How does he... Yeah, so he jumps onto the roof of the moving van.
Yeah.
And attacks these guys. He straight up attacks these mover guys.
Yeah. No hesitation. He
drops like a smoke bomb. He's beating them up. He beats them up.
Yeah, this one of the movers tries to like restrain this insane person.
This guy in a costume. Yeah. One of the movers has those like back support things.
Yeah.
That was a nice detail with the suspenders. I'm like, that's a nice detail.
Yeah.
Proper
equipment.
Proper lumbar support. It's important.
He flips the guy into the other guys.
Yeah,
and then he like...
up.
Yeah.
He's monologuing. And then realizes that it's a moving van. It's all-night movers. When the streets are empty, our truck is full.
Which we had actually seen this truck when Launchpad almost crashed into it earlier.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. And, like, you know, Drake is immediately embarrassed.
Yeah, he's immediately apologetic.
He's like, I'm so sorry.
And then it looks like they I guess force him, or I don't know if they force him or he just feels so bad that he moves the rest of the furniture into the truck for them.
Yeah.
He has to carry a whole couch on his back.
Carry this goddamn couch.
Yep. And they're just standing there watching him angrily.
Yeah, pissed as all hell.
They did
3 in the morning. This man attacked.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So he moves everything into the truck for them, and the truck drives away, and so he just collapses on the ground. Dewey's still filming him?
At his most, like, pathetic.
Yeah.
He's just filming him. And, you know, Darkwing is very upset. He's like, what's the use, you know, like, how can I be a crime fighter if there's no crime?
Yeah, he gives up here.
Forget it. What's the use? How can I be a crime fighter when there's no crime? I just wanted to inspire people, you know, make a difference.
Darkwing Duck?
He's a sham, but at least the cape looked good, right? It would have struck fear to the heart of any...
And it's like, dude, I'm sure there'll be crime. Like, it's a big city. Somebody's gonna rob somebody.
Yeah, it'll happen.
Somebody will get stabbed, I don't know.
Jeez.
It's a city.
My brother periodically likes to remind me that, like, the UK has a lot of stabbing cases.
Because they don't have guns.
Exactly. And I'm like, okay, what do you want me to do with this information?
It's a lot more stabbings because they have good gun laws, or at least ones that are better than ours.
Yeah. I'm just like, geez, Octavio. But yeah, so Launchpad is like feeling bad because this man is on his knees crying. But they're standing in front of like McDuck Enterprises, like the lab. Yeah. And he sees someone being very suspicious.
Yes. A hooded figure.
Yeah.
Using those the window washer what are they called?
They're, oh my god, I googled this earlier, but I wrote it down a lot later. Oh, a suspended scaffolding.
I hate that.
That's what it told me.
It's what the fucking window washers use. Yeah. Yeah. And we see this small hooded figure like sneaking around and using this to rise up to a high level. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Launchpad watches this happen, and he's like, Darkwing, trying to get his attention. Like, there is a maybe crime happening right in front of us.
Yeah, and, like, Darkwing is too busy being dramatic. He's like, Darkwing is a sham. Like, did the cape at least look good? And
they tell me the cape looked good. We haven't mentioned, so it's Chris Diamantopoulos as a voice actor again of Darkwing. And he just does such a good job as Darkwing.
Honestly, yeah.
Like, the drama and the pettiness of him, it's just really great.
I love it.
I love it. But, so Dewey noticed, too. So he, like, instead of, like, saying anything, he climbs onto Launchpad and, like, grabs Darkwing's face, like, tilts his head up so he sees the person breaking into the lab.
Yeah. And he's still, like, being dramatic as he's saying it. He finally sees that this person, like, uses, like, an arrow, like a sharp arrow to cut a circle of glass and then goes inside.
Yeah. He's like, a villain, crime. And so he, like, he jumps out of frame. He, like, leaps.
Let me see how he does it.
He leaps out of frame.
Yeah. He's like a frog. He, like, squats down and goes for it.
He's gone. And Launchpad and Dewey are watching excitedly.
Yeah. Like, he claims, like, Darkwing claims that his clever ruse lured them out of hiding. So it's time to strike.
This person did not notice him, like, crying across the street. So we see inside, like, the main lab area where the ramrod is. We see a rope descend from the ceiling. And this mysterious person, they have like all this, like, tech, like this, like they've planned this. It's, I don't know what the fuck this is called, but, like they're...
pulley?
Like a pulley. Like, they're lowering themselves down into the lab, down by the rope.
And they, like, very specifically go to get the key for the ramrod.
But, of course...
But they're interrupted.
Yes. By Darkwing. With his big dramatic entrance, of course.
Yeah.
And so...
but he doesn't get to finish because mysterious figure, like, runs for it.
Yeah, and he's offended that they didn't wait for him to finish. And I love the sound that happens here. Because it's a kid. Obviously, the kid. It's Gosalyn, whatever.
It's Gosalyn.
Yeah, she's running, and she slams straight into Launchpad, who, like, does not move or react much.
No.
Like,
just get, like, a...
yeah, like, she runs straight into him and falls over. And Dewey just goes over and is like, I'm gonna need you to sign a waiver to be in my show.
Which I love as this kind of, like, maybe a little bit of a meta joke, you know? But yeah.
So Darkwing he picks up Gosalyn, this kid, and he's like, what the hell? Like, this is a kid.
And he's like, little girl, and she's like, let me go, like, Taurus Bulba could not see me here.
The lights turn on, because obviously they've been discovered, and she kicks Darkwing in the face, so that he'll let go of her.
She flip kicks him and, like, runs, and she gets, like, back to the pulley and, like, pulls herself up. Yeah.
So she pulls herself up out of sight and she's gone. Right as the security guards burst in. After the security guards, Bulba, Scrooge, Huey, and Louie follow in as well. But look, God, Scrooge is fucking, like... He is too old to have a good memory anymore. He's like, I don't care. If I don't see you twice a week, I'm never going to remember your name. Because he vouches for Launchpad and Dewey, but he's like, I don't know about the purple one.
And, you know, Darkwing is obviously offended. He's like, I starred in a movie for you. You know, we fought the moon together. You dressed up as me? Yeah. Doesn't click.
No. But Bulba walks right up to him, and at first he seems very threatening.
You dressed up as me!
Oh, I know exactly who he is. A hero! This noble St. Canardian guardian risked his life to stop a dangerous thief from sabotaging our lab.
Oh, well, it's the least I can do.
As mayor of St. Canard.
And Darkwing at first is worried. But we see that, Bulba saw an opportunity here. Because this superhero guy is in his lab, and he's like, alright, how can I fix this? Give him absolutely no reason to be suspicious of me. By flattering him as much as possible.
You know, he desperately needs it.
Yes. Same thing, like, he reads him. Like, he calls a press conference for Darkwing to publicly thank him.
Yeah.
For keeping out, like, a dangerous criminal from breaking into the lab. It's like, sure.
But we get this cool transition to this press conference, and he's, like, calling him a hero. And, like, Darkwing throughout this whole thing keeps wanting to talk, but he keeps getting interrupted.
Yeah.
He gets interrupted by the mayor.
Yes. And yes, we get the reveal that the mayor is Zan Owlson. Moved up in the world.
We're so proud of her.
Yes. So she got rid of all supercrime.
Yeah.
Which, good job. It's not gonna last, I'm sorry.
No.
But,
oh my gosh.
And she's here to thank Darkwing, but to, like, also kind of tell everyone, like, don't make a habit of, like, dressing up as a superhero. Like, thanks, Darkwing. Don't make a habit of it.
No one else. No one else do it.
I don't want to see this happen again. Thanks, though.
Yeah. And she, like, gives him the key to the city.
Yeah.
Which, I guess, I don't know, what does that ever do?
It's like, honor. I don't know, it's like solid brass or something. It's, like, super heavy.
Yeah, because it drops Darkwing immediately.
Yeah. And he has to carry it all awkwardly, which is fun. Bulba pats him on the back so hard that he drops this giant key on his foot.
Oof.
Again,
and Bulba goes on to say that, like, maybe I should keep my key for safekeeping, and, like, laughs.
Yeah, he knows how to work a room. I really like that he's manipulative in this really charismatic way. But you're right, he pulls out the key, the ramrod key, the circuit key, whatever. And you see Huey behind all the press. He's focusing on the key with his phone, like he's trying to get a better look at it.
But he gets caught by Louie.
Yeah.
Huey puts, like, his phone back under his hat, and, like, very suspiciously, he's like, Louie takes off the hat, and, like, a bunch of, like, books come off, and, like, plans, blueprints.
Yeah, I love, like, the hat is just storing this. It's like the Junior Witcher guidebook, Finch's Missing Mysteries, his phone, and blueprints all fall out. Huey is telling Louie that he can't get the ramrod. Like, he needs to figure out how it works. Because it doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Again, like, you can't create something from nothing. And he insists, like, I've seen that circuit before. Somewhere I've seen it. Yeah. And I love he's very, like, angry.
He doesn't want to know how it works. He just likes the results.
Yeah. He doesn't care that it's being funded with laundered money. He just
he doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. If it works, in his mind, if it works, it works. He doesn't want... Yeah. If you go deeper... you'll find the truth, and it'll ruin everything.
Yeah. Then your morals are going to get in the way.
And he doesn't have to worry about morals if he doesn't look any deeper.
Yeah.
And I know I've seen the circuit on that key before. Why would you try to ruin a machine that could make me infinite gold? Because I have to know. Also, if you made infinite gold, it would devalue the price of all gold. Stop ruining things for me!
And then we see live from Dewey Denied, spelled with night spelled correctly.
I love that little detail because it implies that it wasn't like a quirky little way to spell it. He just very much thought that's the way. Yeah. Bulba says this later, but these kids should be in school.
Why are they in school? Dewey can't spell. Why are they in school? They're not going to learn anything practical from adventuring.
Yeah, they need to learn their algebra.
They need the alphabet. If nothing else. did we say he's interviewing Darkwing?
Yeah, but I love, because we get those, like, classic photos that he, like, uses every time. There's one of Drake in the fresh from the shower.
Yeah, holding a toothbrush wrapped in a towel. Like, how long have they been here that he has this picture?
But I love how seriously, like, Drake is taking
Yeah, he's taking this so seriously. He's sitting with one knee crossed over the other, like, and Launchpad is sitting among their cardboard audience.
Bragging about how he knows this guy. Like, these guys, both of them.
To the cardboard! Yeah, and Dewey gets, like, one question.
If he has any projects.
Yes, in his fucking self-published cookbook.
That's kind of flavorous.
Yes, and like, what even is like? There's like a pot, like sitting among just like a mess, and the mess is just lemons.
Yeah, I think he made warm lemonade.
Oh, in a pot.
In a pot. That's how you warm the lemonade.
It's not even on a stove. It's just a pot on a counter.
Oh no.
Do you think he can actually cook? I mean, it's a whole cookbook.
I mean, we can all cook. How well can...
Anyone can cook.
Anyone.
If Ratatouille taught us anything.
The first time I watched Ratatouille, it was at a very low volume on a bus to Las Vegas.
Did you still enjoy it?
I mean, yeah, but like, I had to piece things together because I couldn't hear anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, fucking self-published.
Jesus. But then, the mysterious stranger, Gosalyn, interrupts. She's sitting on the rat catcher, and just makes fun of Darkwing.
Calls him a fucking nerd.
Yeah. And like she immediately brags that she found his secret headquarters.
Yeah.
And by like tracing that, because his smoke bombs had like saltwater traces in them, so she knew he'd be by the bay.
Yeah. And she's like, also that kid's live streaming, so it wasn't that hard.
Yeah, so this is our introduction to Gosalyn.
Yeah.
Gosalyn Waddlemeyer.
Oh.
And yeah, I mean, so right off the bat we know she's super smart. She's and independent. I don't know. She's voiced by Stephanie Beatrice. She's awesome.
She's also older than her original Gosalyn.
Yeah, I think original Gosalyn would have been like 9.
Yeah, she was baby.
Yeah, here she's older than the boys, but younger than Lena.
Okay, yeah. So like a preteen.
Yeah, so maybe 12 or 13. So if the boys are 11.
Yeah. Yeah. And she's just cool. She immediately gets chased by Darkwing.
Yes. Yeah, Darkwing's chasing her around. She's just easily just like evading him.
Yeah.
Also, Gosalyn is Latina.
Yes! Oh, yes. My daughter!
Which is a big deal. I don't even know what to say. Like, I'm still kind of in disbelief that she's here, because...
Yeah. I don't know what to say either. She's just great. Like, I think that in this scene, like, she's so animated. Like, she's so excited. Like, it made me just, like, so excited back, you know? Like, and I'm very excited to see her.
Yes, oh my god. So she's basically just letting Darkwing chase her around.
Yeah.
And while Dewey and Launchpad are like, oh shit, what do we do?
Because, Launchpad's like, do we do something? And he's like, I can't, this is good TV.
So she opens up one of the display cases and takes out one of, like, what she says is a high-tech aerobolt, which also has Darkwing's face on it. Like his motorcycle, as she points out.
And hello, she reads them to Phil. She's like, you have kind of like a complex, don't you?
And Darkwing calls her villain. He's like, what do you want? This is when she says that her name is Gosalyn, and that she's here basically because he owes her.
Yeah.
He stopped her from exposing Bulba, but I mean, even then she must have been like watching him. Some part of her trusted him enough to come to him with this. Which I find interesting. since she is so independent, and now because Bulba is keeping the key on him. That's right. Because before he did just leave it in the Ramrod console.
Yeah. Sorry, I was staring at her. Because she's standing right in front of the lunchbox.
Oh, good, the lunchbox. We'll get into the lunchbox.
What do you want, villain?
It's Gosalyn, actually. And I want your help, hero. I figure you owe me one.
You kicked me in the face!
You stopped me from exposing Bulba!
As a friendly, upstanding citizen with great taste in superheroes?
As a thief, and maybe worse.
She explained to me, get this flashback to her and her grandfather, Dr. Waddlemeyer, who, as we said in original Darkwing, is just straight up murdered off screen. We never see him living. We don't see him in any flashbacks in original Darkwing. He is solely in a photograph that Gosalyn has.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Here we see him. And he is either white or just a very a white Latino like me.
Yeah.
Who's very light skinned.
We're going with that.
We're going with that. Or Gosalyn's mixed.
Yeah. And he seems chill, like.
He is the only, I'm gonna go into my tangent of, Dr. Waddlemeyer is an inventor grandpa.
Yes.
Who, like Doc Brown, who are the only inventors I tolerate. Not like the inventor dads, who I despise. Inventor dad specifically, Maurice from Beauty and the Beast. Because Waddlemeyer kind of looks like him, but I trust that he is not like him, because I despise Maurice in Beauty and the Beast so much.
Yeah, we've had this conversation, a screaming conversation, how he's just fucking the worst.
He's the worst, and Beauty and the Beast, obviously animated 1992, 91, whatever. Whenever Beauty and the Beast came out, it's a perfect movie, except for Maurice. Why? He's the stupid Einstein son of a bitch who is stupid and
the worst.
Is the worst. He leads his horse to the Beast's castle. Mm-hmm. He just wanders off in the middle of a blizzard and just is half dead in the woods and needs his 20-year-old daughter to go and rescue him when she already gave up her life to protect him from the Beast.
Yeah, what else? What more? What else does he want from her?
And his invention is dumb. Cuts wood.
I was terrified of the thing as a kid.
It's scary. His woodcutter majigger. Whatever.
I hate it.
And then he also encourages her to date Gaston because he's dumb. Mm-hmm. And doesn't pay attention to anything. My hatred of Maurice. And it's not just Maurice. Mm-hmm. My string of hating inventor dads includes two that I can think of. The dad from Gremlins. I watched Gremlins for the first time. And the dad is the whole reason. The stupid inventor dad. He's worse than Maurice. Because all of at least Maurice's invention works. Mm-hmm. They all work. Mm-hmm. Inventor Dad from Gremlins, none of his inventions work. Literally none of them. His coffee maker majigger doesn't work. Lemon juicer doesn't work. Nothing of his works. and so he goes to Chinatown in Gremlins. The very beginning is the opening. He's trying to hawk his stupid bullshit to anyone in Chinatown because he assumes they're dumb and they'll buy his stupid shit. But nobody wants his stupid shit.
Yeah.
And he he finds the gizmo, the Mogwai in the store. Guy won't sell it to him. But the store owner's grandson is like, yeah, here, I'll sell it to you under the table. Just give me $200. And so he buys it, brings the Mogwai back home, and just leaves, and lets it turn into the Gremlins and result in the deaths of 4 people. 2 of which are later retconned in Gremlins 2.
Okay. Wait, I know another inventor dad.
Yes.
I don't know how you feel about him. Dib's dad. I forgot his name.
Oh, Professor Membrane?
Yes, that.
I like him, but he's a terrible father.
Yeah. Yeah. He's a terrible, terrible father.
Yeah. If they don't try to be good fathers, it's fine. Mm-hmm. Like, Maurice and Gremlin's dad think they're good dads.
Okay.
But they don't. They aren't. Mm-hmm. Gremlin's dad, the son, has to provide for the whole family.
Oh, no.
He has to get a real job as a bank teller. Our main character has a job as a bank teller.
Wow.
Anyway, back to Waddlemeyer.
Why do I keep wanting to call him Professor Waddlemeyer?
But that's what he's called in Darkwing Duck.
Okay, I thought it was just me.
No, that's what he's called.
Okay, good.
And, so we see this flashback, and Gosalyn is saying that Waddlemeyer built the ramrod under Bulba. Mm-hmm. And we see this flashback with Bulba, like, watching menacingly from above.
Yeah. And she goes on to say that, you know, her grandpa found that there was a flaw in the programming. And we have, like, this shot of, like, I'm assuming, like, it's, like, a little shed that they have at home.
It's like a shed, where he does, like, his at-home, like, science, which is cute.
Yeah.
There's, chalkboards and, like, garage stuff on the wall.
Uh-huh. I think there's, like, a little poster that says, hurry up and succeed.
Yeah, and one that's, like, fail, fail, and fail again.
Yeah.
It's cute. Yeah, we see them, like, they're hanging out together in the shed. She's building her crossbow.
Yeah, I love that. Like, that, because, we know she's smart, but, like, we're showing her, like, she's working on her own little, like, gadgets and stuff. Mm-hmm. She says that the ramrod was unstable, so that, Waddlemeyer went one night to tell Bulba about this danger, and he never came back.
Yeah, so we see him in the flashback run out of the room in a panic. Mm-hmm. And, leaving Gosalyn alone.
Yeah.
Cut back to now, and apparently so Bulba's claiming that he built the ramrod. And who knows what happened to her grandfather. But she's saying that if she can get the ramrod key, she can stop Bulba and find her grandfather.
Mm-hmm. Darkwing is like, okay, do you have any proof?
Yeah,
and Gosalyn is like, I just told you, like, my proof. Like, I told you the whole story.
The whole story. Because we see, Darkwing, he doesn't want to risk his reputation if Gosalyn is wrong about Bulba.
Yeah. Because he claims, that Gosalyn is not to be trusted because she was caught breaking in to 2 separate places in 24 hours.
Whereas Bulba is a upstanding citizen.
Yeah. And he first claims that, he doesn't want to risk Bulba's reputation. But you said, Gos calls him out and it's like, no, it's about your reputation. And she declares that she's going to do it by herself, like she always does. And she goes to walk away.
Yeah, she goes up the stairs to, like, the upper level of the tower. And Dewey watches her go. Mm-hmm. Because, we see immediately he sympathizes with her feeling alone in this mission and trying to find a family member that where nobody will help her.
Yeah, and like I thought that was like such a special moment because Dewey is so goofy and like funny, and he this is a time to be serious, and he recognizes, like you said, himself in her in this search. And he's like, and I know what it means to have someone believe in you. So, like, let me be that for you. But he says, let me be your Webby.
Yeah.
To which Gosalyn is like, who? Like...
Yeah, and he's like, we'll Dewey it. And Gosalyn just more and more confused. Like, I don't... Yeah. What the fuck? What is coming out of your mouth?
And he's like, let's Gos For It, Gosalyn. Yeah. And she's like, please stop.
Please stop. Okay, this is getting worse. It was something I wasn't expecting. Because I thought Dewey was going to be involved. Dewey, okay. But I'm like, oh, okay, they actually used Dewey really well in this moment.
Yeah.
That he is immediately willing to help her.
He should have explained it better, but well, he does. We get like a little glimpse of him talking to her.
He's explaining his weird puns.
His little Deweyisms.
Are they puns? I don't even know.
Yeah, they're puns.
Yeah. Back with Launchpad and Drake. Drake is he's replacing the arrow that Gosalyn took out, and he's closing this display case, which lets us see that Launchpad is watching him with this very specific look.
I know what you're gonna say, and I can't.
We gotta at least check it out.
Bulba believes in me. The city needs me.
Yeah, and so does she.
Get it? Because my name is Dewey, and I do things.
You want to make a difference, right?
And Launchpad's like, it's a like very serious kind of like tone he takes when, you know, there's really important things happening. He places like an arm on Drake's shoulder, and he tells him like, we have to at least check it out.
Here we get like the focus on the lunchbox, which when the lunchbox plot line thread, whatever, was first introduced in The Duck Knight Returns, I really hoped it would come back with Gosalyn, and it does in a huge way. I'm forgetting the exact word. I'll put the line in.
Look, I know this movie's not perfect, but I really want to make it better. Then maybe I can be on the lunchbox that inspires some other kid like me. And a cut of the toy sales would be nice.
Taking on the role of Darkwing in the movie and even becoming Darkwing later, it made him want to be that person for someone else. To be able to make a difference in someone's life like Darkwing did for him.
Yeah.
Here we have that exact opportunity is being presented. I mean, at first, obviously he's too afraid of ruining his reputation. Of his ego, I think, at war with his morals, why he actually became Darkwing.
Yeah. And so he needs Launchpad, in a way, you know, to remind him of that.
Yeah.
Because Launchpad knows that, like, it's for the people, you know, it's not for the fame of it, it's not for the recognition. It is a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
But he knows that Drake wants to make a difference, and that helping, you know, this little girl is gonna be the thing that makes a difference.
And just this moment of, like, silent communication between them was really nice. Like, it's just, like, a character thing that obviously we would not get in Darkwing Duck 1991. Because Launchpad didn't really have a lot to contribute there, morally. Like, it was more just Gosalyn keeping Drake on the level. But here, I mean, Launchpad takes a very important role in that.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I love that. Really good moment of their relationship, like how far they've progressed, that they can communicate like that. I loved it. Oh my god!
And I love this little moment we see because they get on the rat catcher and they like go off into the night.
Yeah, it's Gosalyn and Dewey in the sidecar, and Launchpad like holding on to Drake from behind, and we see back at the lab place, whatever.
Yeah, it's a lab.
Yeah, we see Huey is going back to Bulba to ask him some questions, and he like startles Bulba, who's like doing something on the with the ramrod controls.
Fucked up shit.
Yeah. And so Huey comes in with like a million questions. He like just fires them off. Yeah, and Bulba doesn't answer. He's like, that seems like more than one question. And Huey kind of looks at him kind of weird as Scrooge comes in.
Yeah.
And Bulba tries to like pawn Huey off on him, on Scrooge. Like, oh, like these kids have a lot of questions. Maybe, you know, they shouldn't be here.
Yeah, they should be in school.
Yeah.
And I actually really like this little scene because Scrooge, like, kind of like, whatever, dismisses that, but he's like, you know, I know when to trust, you know, Huey when he smells something fishy. I
like that instead of Scrooge just brushing off the kids' suspicions, he does fully trust them.
Yeah.
If they think something isn't right, he agrees with them.
Yeah, because it could easily be like a plot line of like, well, we're gonna try to get Uncle Scrooge to believe us.
Yeah. That could easily be like, Scrooge. Oh, Scrooge got easily tricked. Oh, we got to convince him to. But nah, he's completely on board with them. And so Bulba's like, ah, shit. All right.
I gotta show him the ramrod plans specifically.
Yes. So he's taking him up to his office, which is where Darkwing, Launchpad, and the kids are currently breaking into. They were ceiling vents because DuckTales loves vent crawls.
Yeah, I mean, don't you? I think I want to crawl through a ceiling vent one day.
I wanted to until I watched Die Hard, and then the ceiling vent crawls there are actually very harrowing.
Oh no.
It kind of turned me off.
I never need to watch Die Hard then.
No, it's actually a very good movie. I mean, everyone obviously, everyone knows Die Hard's good, but I never watched it. So I finally watched it. It's a good movie, folks.
Who would have thought? Yeah, we're right.
Who would have thought? 30 years of white guys would be right. Who would have guessed?
Oh my god. Darkwing tries to be dramatic as he hops out of the vent and his cape gets caught and he gets just wrecked on the floor.
He dislocates his jaw? He has to crack it back into place.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he does.
Yeah. And he sees Bulba and everyone on the level below, so he pushes the button for privacy glass, which it's cool. It
pixelates.
Yes. And makes the main, the big glass window of the office opaque. Mm-hmm. And he steps back, all proud of himself, brushing off his hand, and then is promptly crushed by everyone else.
And they just leave him there. This is the second time he's been, crushed under Launchpad's weight.
When was the first time?
When he met!
That's right. So Gosalyn tells him to split up and search, for any clues to her grandfather for the key.
Mm-hmm.
And she's climbing up on some bookshelves, and she sees an award that was to both Thaddeus Waddlemeyer and Bulba.
Yeah. It's the Pezerton Science Award.
Yes. And, she looks really upset when she sees it.
Yeah. And so we have, Launchpad looking at some plants.
Yeah, I don't know what he's up to. He knows what Dewey's doing either. Darkwing's the one who kind of finds some evidence, sort of.
Yeah, after he struggles with his hat.
Yes, there's a grabby claw thing that yanks his hat off his head, and he accidentally jostles him a filing cabinet, and it opens slightly.
Yeah.
And he goes to start rifling through it when they see Bulba's shadow at the door.
Mm-hmm.
Because the doors are this opaque. I didn't even notice. Fucking around the door is a bull silhouette. Do you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, the actual the door frame. I never fucking noticed that. It's good.
Hey.
Yeah, so they need
really fun.
Yeah, I didn't fucking notice that. Okay, cool. So they all need to hide.
Yeah, Launchpad dives into a pot of
into
plant.
the smaller one. He dives into this so much happens in this episode. This is the most cartoony thing to happen in this episode. He dives into the potted plant.
Yeah.
Head first. Doesn't hide behind it.
Just whoop.
Head first. Gosalyn jumps onto one of the light fixtures.
Mm-hmm.
And Drake hides in the filing cabinet.
Yeah. Oh my god.
But Bulba notices right away that it's open.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but he doesn't comment on it right now.
Mm-mm. And I'm assuming he sees Darkwing because he later he knows he's there.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he has to look through the filing cabinet and he finds this thick ass file.
Yeah.
That he goes to give to Scrooge and the kids.
Yeah, and they ask, are these the Ramrod plans? But no, they're an index, which will take them to the map, the room where the Ramrod plans are.
Yes.
Sure. Didn't completely understand that. Whatever, he needs to get them out of his hair.
Yeah.
And it takes all three of them to carry this thing.
Oh, God, yeah. So they leave.
Yeah, but Darkwing in the filing cabinet, he sees, what the files have been disrupted.
Mm-hmm.
And he sees a photo sticking out. A photo that has Gosalyn in it.
Mm-hmm. And so, Scrooge and Hugh and Louie leave, and without turning, Bulba, like, says, you know, Darkwing, what a surprise. Yeah. So Darkwing, like, pops out of the
he has to
cabinet.
reveal himself. The show's animation has just been getting better and better. Like, every episode, we're like, oh, this is the best, the most well-animated episode ever. Every episode. But a moment is really impressive animation where he climbs out, like, accordion-like.
Yeah.
Because, obviously, like we've seen before, Darkwing retains a lot of the original Darkwing's cartooniness. Mm-hmm. Mostly in him just getting beat up a lot. But also in, like, physical comedy like this.
Yeah, and I kind of like that. Like, it's fun.
No, I love it.
Yeah, I love it.
it is a nice detail with him that he keeps that.
Mm-hmm. And he does the little yep noise.
Yes!
That's so fun.
Yes, the noise that original Darkwing made constantly.
Yeah.
Like his signature, like, little noise besides all the weird-ass noises he made whenever he got beat up. Which Christy Mentopoulos does amazingly well, which I have not mentioned yet. He does a very good job of doing beat-up Darkwing noises.
It's just, I don't know, like, that little moment it made me go like, oh, they did the thing!
Darkwing, what a surprise.
Yep. Just making sure your top secret files were safe. They are.
Because so he puts all the files back in, but lets the the picture with Gosalyn floats down to him, and he grabs it and shows the Bulba asking, you know, who's this, pointing at Waldemar in the picture. And I mean, this photo though, like,
yeah,
I mean, you can tell that Gosalyn liked and trusted Bulba before.
Yeah,
like he was family friend, whatever. It's like I said, it's Gosalyn, Waldemar, and Bulba, and they all look very happy in this photo.
Yeah. Like the original photo, you know, it was just Gosalyn and her grandpa. It was very sweet. But here it's like, like longtime friends, just having a good time.
And it makes Bulba more of a personal villain to Darkwing, to Gosalyn, obviously specifically. And I mean, in original Darkwing, he obviously had her grandfather murdered. That's plenty personal. But here, he was a family friend, or I assume. He was close, at least, to Gosalyn and Waldemar. Which, makes this like it makes this a betrayal. Mm-hmm. Which I think is a lot more interesting.
And we see, like, Gaz's reaction to the photo. Because she's on the light fixture behind Bulba.
Yeah. And Bulba's response to Darkwing asking who that is that Waldemar, that was his best friend. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if I trust anything he says here.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, like, if he, like, had a fall from grace, whatever, or if he was evil the whole time. But, Bulba tells the story.
Hey, who's that?
My best friend. Thaddeus was always the smart one. Too smart. Sometimes he couldn't shut that big brain off. He came to the lab one night raving about fixing a flaw in the ramrod, and I assured him there wasn't one, but he didn't listen. He tried to reprogram it, and the ramrod backfired. Thad was blasted. Poof. I covered up the accident because I didn't want people to think he was a crackpot. Oh, his poor granddaughter couldn't accept her grandfather was gone. A victim of his own genius.
Liar!
Gosalyn! Bulba kept reassuring him that there wasn't actually any flaws, but, Waldemar didn't listen to him, so he tried to reprogram the ramrod, but it backfired, and he was blasted.
Yeah, and he implies that it killed Waldemar.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Bulba turns around when he's saying this, he's looking at his and Waldemar's award. So we're only seeing his reflection in the glass case. But so implying that Waldemar was killed.
Yeah.
And by his own genius was his downfall.
And we get this shot of Gosalyn crying.
Yeah.
Cuz it's upsetting. And then Bulba goes on to say that he covered up the accident because he didn't want people to believe you know, that this genius was actually a crackpot.
Yeah.
You know, and he's like, you know, his poor grandfather can't accept the fact that he's gone. Granddaughter, yes.
Yeah. Bulba says specifically that Wadamar was a victim of his own genius. Mm-hmm. And that is like a step too far for Gosalyn. And she jumps out at Bulba.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She calls him a liar. And
yes.
freaking goes for it.
She like knocks into him and he slams Darkwing into the wall. Falling backwards.
Oh my god.
And she snatches the circuit key out of his pocket.
Mm-hmm. And she runs. She declares that she can bring him back, that he's not actually gone. And she leaves.
Yeah. And Bulba immediately chases her. Well, Darkwing is like still like collecting himself. Bulba grabs her by the back of the hoodie, stopping her.
Yeah.
And we see here his facade kind of drops a bit.
Yeah.
He's like saying that if she doesn't stop, she might get hurt. But it's all in the way he says it. It's like, oh, he is going to hurt her.
Yeah. And Gosalyn is like, you would like that, wouldn't you? Like, for me to get hurt. But luckily...
She shoots him in the forehead with one of the arrows. But it's like a stamp. It just like leaves a little Darkwing stamp. And then later she uses it to break glass. So I don't even know what's up there.
I don't know. How effective are these arrows?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Apparently they can break glass sometimes. But Dewey slides down like the rail and she throws the circuit key to him.
Yeah.
And Bulba is pissed.
Mm-hmm.
He jumps down from the stairs and slams down in front of Dewey.
And so that Gosalyn gets to go down, and she gets closer to the ramrod, and she's all like, Dewey, let's Gos For It. She was like very like unsure of herself as she says it. And Dewey's like, oh, she's doing it. And like throws it to her.
Yeah, and she's standing by like the control panel. And then Launchpad comes out and just full on tackles Bulba.
I love that.
He's great, just full on tackles him. He's out of the picture for a bit. But then Darkwing jumps down and he lands like on the console and takes the circuit key from Gosalyn.
Yeah.
Because like he's trying to tell her because he thinks obviously that Wadamire's dead. Mm-hmm. And he's trying to explain to her that like stealing this thing won't bring him back. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it fucking will.
As I love her, she's like, he's not dead. Like, he's just in a different dimension. And Darkwing's like, wait, what? Like, what?
Gosalyn reveals it, what the ramrod actually is. Mm-hmm. And then we go to Huey and Louie and Scrooge, who expand on that further.
Yeah, so
we
they're
learn
in
what
this,
the ramrod actually does.
Yeah, they're in this room that's, like, filled to basically the roof with papers.
Yes.
And they're looking through it. Because Huey keeps insisting that he's seen that circuit design somewhere.
Yeah. And,
like, Louie's like, no, like, nothing, and not everything has to be a riddle or a missing mystery.
And that triggers it for Huey. Like, that's where he's seen it before.
Yeah.
He pulls open Finch's journal and he finds that the circuit key is exactly the same as the Solego circuit. Solego's circuit, whatever.
Yeah.
Solego here was like a mad thinker. We see he's like this like lizard dragon man.
Yeah. And he goes on to explain that Solego was this mad thinker that believed that every story was actually a window into an alternate dimension.
Yeah.
And that he was working on this device to open doorways to those dimensions.
Mm-hmm. And that's what the Solego circuit was.
Mm-hmm.
And so Huey believes that Wadamar must have invented this by accident.
Mm-hmm.
And, so the ramrod isn't creating something from nothing, it's taking items from other dimensions.
Mm-hmm. And then Huey says, like, but the rifts are not stable.
Yeah.
Which can lead to disaster.
Yeah, like there's drawings of like the Earth getting blown up and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So, typical, like, dimension stuff.
Yeah.
Tear apart the fabric of reality.
The usual.
The usual. And the whole Selego thing is a reference to the 1994 comic Legend of the Chaos God. It was a 5-part story arc written by Bobby J.G. Weiss and David Cody Weiss, with art by Jamie Diaz Studio. It was this big 5-part crossover between Tailspin, Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers, Goof Troop, DuckTales, and Darkwing Duck.
Oh.
Where a lot, there's a whole plot that happens, but basically, Selego is a chaos god. He was a god who was trapped, who was like his spirit, something. He was trapped within 2 separate items, like a ruby and like a necklace. And he can basically, and if those 2 put together, he'll be freed, and he can wreak havoc, alter reality. He's a god, literally.
So we go back to Gosalyn, who's been like explaining everything to Darkwing. He's like sitting on the console, like hand on chin, thinking about it. She explains it, like if her grandfather was caught in a ramrod blast, he might be alive in another dimension.
Yeah. And that if they can use the key, they can just search until they find him.
Yeah.
And in the background, Launchpad is, like, riding Bulba like you were, like, a mechanical bull.
Yeah. His form is on point, as far as I can tell.
It's great. But then, and Gosalyn is pleading with Darkwing to help her because Waldemar is her family. I mean, she has nobody else. We can assume from the original Darkwing canon, as well as here, that Waldemar is her only family.
And, like, I don't know, it's so funny to me how calmly Bulba comes up to them.
I was about to say, because Launchpad's still hanging off of him.
Yeah.
Like, holding onto one of his horns.
And he calmly, like, explains that, even if Waddlemeyer was still alive, he could be in, trillions of dimensions, and that the Ramrod isn't stable enough to look through them.
Yeah. Yeah, so he reveals this, and he goes to take the circuit key from Darkwing, but Darkwing holds it out of his reach because Bulba said just before that the Ramrod was stable.
Yeah.
So
he's like, is it?
Yeah.
Or is it not?
Yeah.
And Bulba kind of,
he's changing his story. He's like, of course it's stable.
So Darkwing's like, okay then, there's no harm in trying to find him then.
Yeah. And Gosalyn's like, and when we find him, he can tell us what really happened. And this is when Bulba just fully shows his true colors. He's like, alright, I'm dropping the act.
And it was kind of shocking to me, like, how he does it, because he just decks basically both Darkwing and Gosalyn.
Of course it is.
Then there's no harm in trying to find him, is there?
And when we do, Grandpa can tell us exactly what happened.
Oh, Gosalyn, so like your grandpa. You both ask too many questions!
Yeah, he knocks them both to the ground. Darkwing is, like, out of commission for a bit. And then he grabs Launchpad, who's been all still hanging off of him, and chucks him across the room. Yeah, because like you said, he says, just like your grandpa, implying almost certainly that he threw Waddlemeyer into the portal, or like, very physically got rid of him in some way.
And he threatens, like, now the Ramrod is powering up. He threatens Gauze and Darkwing that he's going to throw them into another dimension.
Yeah. And as he's approaching them, Dewey runs in with the smoke bomb.
Yeah.
Because he stole a couple of them. Thankfully.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and he throws the smoke bombs, and which obviously was to distract Bulba long enough for Gosalyn to run to and take the circuit key out of the console. But it's sparking because, like we now know, the Ramrod is not stable.
Yeah. And so she had, she has it, but like Bulba like basically immediately tries to take it from her.
Yeah.
But it like sparks really badly.
Yeah, it like catches the spark from the Ramrod itself.
Yeah.
And then like jumps up to like 2 hit him in the face. He gets scarred. It breaks off one of his horns. He yells in pain.
And pissed as all hell. Like...
He goes to attack Gosalyn.
Yeah.
The Launchpad again runs in.
Grabs him by the horns, literally.
Yeah.
And is like, run. Gosalyn, like, you run.
Yeah. It's an intense moment because she's running. She's running with the circuit key. And she runs up to the second level. And so she's able to use the friggin' the thing to break glass. The little Darkwing arrow. And I'm like, no, bring back her actual arrows.
That's the thing, because I was like, are they like sticky arrows? But they seem very powerful.
Yeah. Like,
so
I guess it just depends on like the force she puts on the crossbow. Like
that too, maybe, yeah.
Yeah, because I guess if she launched it at that power at close range, it would put someone's eye out.
Yeah.
It would blind somebody. But I'm like, wow, where are her like legit sharp arrows that cause physical damage? I wanted to shoot some people.
You wanted her to just shoot Bulba in the face.
Yes. Yeah, problem solved.
Yeah.
She could shoot him in the leg.
True.
It's fine. But she'll probably get like trick arrows and stuff later on.
Yeah.
Oh, did we even say like her having the crossbows a reference to Quiverwing, Quack?
Oh. No, we did not.
We suck. So in Darkwing Duck, Gosalyn creates her own superhero identity, Quiverwing Quack. And she just it's good in concept, but like in execution, it's like, where the hell did this come from? Because she dresses like Robin Hood, with like the hat and even like the weird little elf shoes, and I'm like, not a good look, Gosalyn. It's the 90s. Get with the times.
Yeah, get something fun, some neon.
Get some knee pads at least. And that she uses a bow and arrow. And she has like trick arrows, like I said, so she'll probably get trick arrows, but crossbow is just so much more practical.
Yeah, they're fun.
And fun.
And I just love this trend of like little girls with crossbows.
It's great. Anyway, the Quiverwing Quack first appears in the episode of Quiverwing Quack. It's a good episode. So she jumps out the window that she broke, and she lands on the... What's it called?
Suspended scaffolding.
Thank
is
you.
What Wikipedia told me.
Thanks. And she drops her crossbow in the landing, and it falls off. It's gone.
Yeah. And like Bulba, like no hesitation, also jumps out of the window.
Yeah.
But when he lands, it like obviously disrupts.
Yeah, he lands hard, and it releases like the clamp that's keeping the suspended thing in place. Forgot already.
Scaffolding.
Sure.
Yeah.
And so they're falling very rapidly.
Yeah.
And Bulba doesn't do anything about it. Like, he's
at
just
all.
Standing there angrily as Gosalyn has to like crawl over to the lever to stop it.
He just looks like he's bracing for impact.
And so they like jerk to a stop, and and Bulba picks up the ramrod key. And I don't know what he's planning to do. I guess get rid of her.
Yeah, because he's like, Gosalyn, like, it's over. No one can save you now.
Oh, he's planning on killing her, yeah.
Yeah, he's
throwing her off the scaffolding.
Yeah. Strangling her with his bare hands.
Just throwing her will do it, Jesus.
Yeah, it's scary. But luckily,
yes,
Darkwing is there. You know, there's a smoke bomb and everything.
Gosalyn, it's over. No one can save you now.
I am the terror that flaps in the night. I am the scourge that pecks at your nightmares.
You are finished!
No, I am Darkwing Duck!
He uses one of his lines from original Darkwing.
Ooh.
To introduce himself. A classic I am the terror. Which is fun. And he beats up Bulba pretty solidly.
Yeah, like, they legitimately throw down.
Yeah. This episode, we haven't seen him fight anyone really yet. He fucked up with the mover guys. He beat them up, but it's like, he's not supposed to.
Yeah.
and he got, like, knocked around a bit, but he hasn't fought anyone. Mm-hmm. And so I really like that they balanced the goofiness of him with the actual, like, experienced fighter that he actually is.
Yeah, because he throws punches and he's actually good at fighting.
Yeah, but Bulba's knocked down. Mm-hmm. And Gosalyn's
impressed.
She's impressed. She's like, oh shit, you can actually fight.
And not just some dweeb in a costume.
Yeah, like you are, but you can also fight.
Yeah.
Like, take Fenton out of the Gizmo suit, and he's done. Darkwing learns the truth and just holds Fenton in a headlock for half an hour.
Oh my god. I would love to watch that. And yeah, so, like, Darkwing goes to fight some more, because at this point, Bulba's getting up. Yeah. And he does get some punches in, but then he gets chokeslammed to the floor really hard.
Yeah, but he's, doing alright, but Gosalyn kind of is climbing all over Bulba to try to get the key out of his pocket. Mm-hmm. And when he moves too fast, he throws her off of the scaffolding, so she is in free fall.
And, like, without hesitation, Darkwing jumps after her.
Yeah. And now they're both just falling. Yeah, he does catch her, but now they're both falling to their deaths. And he's trying to do the swoop thing with his cape that he tried to do at the beginning of the episode. Yeah. But wasn't able to do. Because he doesn't have the Batman cape.
Yeah.
And Gosalyn quickly realizes that he needs what he needs. And while they're in free fall, she, like, climbs over him and ties the cape to his ankles. Mm-hmm.
So now he can actually glide.
Yes.
So they glide down, and she's, like, giggling as she does it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's super cute. So they're fine. And we see Launchpad running out to catch them, which is so cute. And he does actually catch them. I thought, like, oh, he misses. Oh, he catches them and they all fall. Yeah. No, he just straight up catches them.
Yeah, he's like, I got you guys. And he catches them and he's, like, holding both of them up. And I think we saw images of this scene first, so I was like, family.
We saw them when they were all standing together.
Yeah.
Yeah, not Launchpad carrying both of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're all celebrating. And Darkwing, he climbs down. He's being all smug, but then immediately falls over because his ankles are still tied.
Yeah. He's like, I should have untied the cape.
Yeah. And Launchpad helps Darkwing up, and they hold hands. I'm gonna fixate on this, because they hold hands for a good couple seconds.
It's just like hand on shoulder, clasped hands, looking at each other. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Another dastardly deviant deposed and defeated thanks to Darkwing. Should have untied the cape.
Amazing! I mean, not as good as the old Darkwing Duck show, but close.
Thanks, LP.
Hey, thank you.
Because he teases Darkwing briefly.
Sorry, I'm still looking at them.
It's fine. Look, it's cute as it comes. Yeah. I like the detail they put into his and Launchpad's interactions. Mm-hmm. And
it's very good.
It's very great. Gosalyn walks up to Darkwing and she thanks him, for saving her life, for helping her. Yeah, Darkwing looks very touched.
And she's like, okay, now let's go use that key to find my grandfather.
It's like Darkwing don't have it.
No. And she's like, why didn't you grab it? And Darkwing's like, I was saving your life.
The way the line read is so funny. He is, like, so offended. He's like, hello. You were falling to your death.
Yeah.
Gauze is like, alright, well, let's go get Bulba. And we see that he ran through the window and just, like, processed the fact that the window, the glass, is, like, a cartoon effect, has a cutout of Bulba. Like, with the horns. Like, he just... What is that one gif of the... Like, someone just, like, walking through a wall? Like, what is it?
I don't know.
Like, on, like, that SpongeBob gif where he just walks through solid steel?
When he's really excited, he just phases through it and then pops out.
Yeah. I guess like that. He just walked straight through. And left a hole in the glass. What the hell?
That's just how powerful he is.
Ow. I love so Dewey obviously got left behind, but he just runs off to find the rest of his family, which he does.
Yeah.
I mean, this is just another Tuesday for him, as he explains to them. He's like, supervillain fight. What have you guys been up to?
And he was like, our own adventure, and Louis like reading charts. Yeah.
But he was explaining about the ramrod, how if like the longer or the more the portals stay open, the higher the chance that all of reality will be sucked in and destroyed.
Yeah. And we get this like super dramatic scene because they're standing in front of like the lab space where the ramrod is kept, and it just opens and it's like this like dark room with just like the red ramrod lights glowing.
Yeah, it's like
and,
sparking,
crackling.
so it's clear. Yeah. It's clearly it's not stable. It's getting worse. Scrooge and the kids walk in. Bulba's talking to himself.
Yeah,
he needs to find a way to like make sure that Gosalyn
and that ridiculous superhero, you know, like he can get rid of them because he wants to change the world. And
look, Scrooge still doesn't really know what's going on. He's telling Bulba to shut this down. He calls it this. I'll put the line read in because the way he says it so uncertainly. He's like, this doohickey is dangerous. He doesn't fully grasp what Huey's, I think, has been explaining.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't really understand technology. I know this is bad news.
I trust Huey to lead us correctly.
Yeah. So I like the line read because he is ignorant of what exactly is happening here.
Taurus, shut it down. This doohickey is dangerous.
Well then, let's get dangerous.
And he activates the Ramrod portal and summons the Fearsome Four from the alternate reality where Darkwing Duck, the TV show, is a real thing.
Mm-hmm. And we get to see them.
Yep. We see them for a brief moment. It is... Yeah, so Fearsome Four, we have Bushroot, Liquidator, Megavolt, and Quackerjack.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess they pulled them from our Darkwing Duck 1991. Mm-hmm. Whatever. They're here.
And that's where it ends.
And that's where it ends. Part 1. And that is where we end.
Yeah.
At least in our recap, we have questions. This is a very good episode, but it is, like I think you were saying earlier, Faby, it is like the setup episode.
Yeah. It's very, like opposite of top heavy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, oh, what's Darkwing been up to? Mm-hmm. Who's Bulba? Oh, what's this? Oh, is he good? Is he bad? Oh, he's bad. Who's Gosalyn? Like, what's her stake in all this?
Mm-hmm. But yeah. But it is a good setup.
Yes.
Any final thoughts of this part?
I don't think I have any final thoughts. I mean, we have questions, which I think will give me more thoughts.
Okay. Twitter first?
Oh, yeah, sure. So from AlexK91, is there anything Darkwing Duck does for fun when there isn't any villains? You know, he wants there to be villains. He self-publishes cookbooks.
Yeah. He watches those, like old BuzzFeed format tasty videos. Like cooking videos, and just like, I can do that way better, and just makes terrible food.
Yeah, he watches true crime.
Oh yeah. He's probably also like a cosplayer because
yeah,
you know.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Oh my god, what a dweeb!
Total dweebus. Let's see, from Johnny Marrero. Do you think Let's Get Dangerous will lead to a spin-off series for Darkwing Duck?
So
can only hope.
Very specifically, I want to say I want a continuation of this story.
It would not make sense otherwise, honestly.
Yeah. It would not make sense to give the Darkwing reboot to a completely unrelated project.
Yeah.
I swear to God, I'm gonna throw hands at someone.
Yeah, I mean, Let's Get Dangerous, part 1 and 2. I mean, the whole thing feels like a setup for a spin-off.
Yeah.
And the fact that it was put on YouTube, which DuckTales has not done, Disney, whatever, has not done since the premiere of DuckTales, I mean, feels very significant.
Yes. So I hope
so.
This means something.
Yeah. And, I mean, I feel like it wouldn't make sense to create this massive universe. Like, this whole Disney Afternoon universe. And highlight Darkwing Duck so specifically throughout all 3 seasons. And then to just make a completely unrelated spin-off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But who knows?
Yeah. I'm like, at least minimally, this story has to come back.
Yeah.
Within, DuckTales. Hopefully season 3.
Yeah. I mean, if season 3 or if they do get a season 4 and season 4.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. From Vault Sand, where do you think the whole Grandpa Watermeyer stuck in another dimension plot is going?
I think he's dead.
Yeah. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if he's dead or if he's just somewhere they can't get to him.
Yeah, I think in the end those are going to be our options.
Our options,
Like, to me, it's just, there's no way he can come back.
No, the story wouldn't happen if he came back.
Yeah.
The story being Darkwing adopting Gosalyn.
Yeah.
Sorry, Watermeyer.
You're out of the
Stay
picture.
in the portal. I'm thinking, because we see Watermeyer, living, which we don't get in original Darkwing Duck, that maybe Gosalyn will get some form of closure here, in that, if he's able to send some sort of message to her explaining why they can't save him because it'll tear reality apart, whatever.
Yeah.
Concept has a lot more potential for sadness, which I'm a fan of, and drama, which is fun.
So I think, it'll just be, it would be fucked up, and if he was just dead, and, he had never been in the portal.
Yeah, no, that was my thought, because, I mean, I just don't trust anything Bulba says, obviously. Yeah. He implies that he's the one who got rid of Watermeyer. He almost flat out says it.
Mm-hmm.
I would very easily believe that he just straight up killed him.
Yeah.
And that'd be a twisted reveal. They kind of look for him in the portals, and he's like, jokes, he's actually dead.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because, I don't know. I'm not sure. I mean, this Bulba's pretty fucked up. I'm not sure how far he would go, getting his hands dirty wise.
Yeah.
I mean, throwing someone into a interdimensional portal is pretty permanent, too.
Mm-hmm. So we'll see.
Yeah.
He just can't come back, is the thing.
Yeah. There's no way he can come back for, the relevant plot to happen. Sorry, Watermeyer, you gotta stay either lost or dead.
Yep.
This is a related question from Errant Harpy. What do you guys love about this new Gosalyn versus the classic? Also, do you think her grandpa is really lost in another dimension, or did Bulba straight up murder him like last time? I'm not sure.
We already answered that.
Yeah. And, last time, it wasn't Bulba directly responsible. He sent his goons to do it. Here, he would be directly...
Are you his lawyer?
No, I'm stating facts. Hammerhead was the one who arranged for his assassination, his murder, versus here, Bulba would have had to kill him personally.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, he's probably in a dimension. He probably didn't just straight up murder him.
But who knows?
Who knows?
I mean, this show has shocked me with the amount of times it says things like death and dying.
Yeah.
So
yeah, implications of hell.
Yeah. Oh, I love that scene.
Yeah, fucking traitor Duckworth.
Oh.
But yeah, we'll see. I'm very excited. I guess excited is the word.
Yeah.
To learn what happened to Watermeyer.
Yeah.
And so the main question being, what do you guys love about this new Gosalyn versus the classic?
I don't know, like, it's really interesting to me that she's older.
Yes.
Because it very much changes the dynamic between them.
Yeah, because, and she's older and Darkwing is younger.
Yes.
Darkwing is, like, in his mid-30s, like, Launchpad. Early 30s. Whereas in original Darkwing, he is, like, middle-aged. He's, like, in his 40s or whatever.
Yeah.
And Gosalyn is, like we said, like 8 or 9. And in that, I mean, it's the ages are different, and the circumstances are different.
Yeah.
In original Darkwing, Gosalyn's been an orphan for like a year. She's been searching for a parent.
Yeah.
And when Darkwing saves her, it's just like, it's like fate, it's like destiny, like intertwining, whatever, because he is like this lonely sad sack with no purpose in life, and she gives him that purpose.
Yeah.
While here, she needs his help, but we see obviously in part 2, she doesn't want, like, his affection. She doesn't want him to fill that role of family, because she still is holding out hope for Waldemeyer, because here he's not. There's still a chance that he's alive, basically.
Yeah. There's no to her. There's like no need for a replacement.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know. And in the original, she was very much like, been here in this orphanage for a year, waiting for, you know, the right people who understand me as, you know, as a person to choose to bring me into to their family. Yeah. To make a family with them. And here she's very much like, I am currently alone, but I haven't always been, and I'm looking for my family.
Yeah, to get them back.
And I don't know, like, I think that's fun to me, like, that dynamic, because I feel like it's going to come to a head to a point where she's like, oh, you know, Drake and Launchpad are both my family, but my grandfather is still there, and he's also my family. You know, like, this conflict of emotions, maybe, something like, and then it's like, or the acceptance of, like, your grandfather is gone, and you have people that are willing to bring you in, and you have already formed this bond. Because I'm assuming it's going to be, you know, like, time being spent amongst all three of them.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously we'll see more in part 2, but that it's not an instantaneous bond.
And I think that's realistic when it's not a child.
Yeah, and then the circumstances that she's looking for her family. Like, the family is missing. They're not dead.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and I mean, I love that she's Latina.
Yes, oh my god.
I really love that.
It's great. I mean, and it works so perfectly. Like, of course she's Latina. Like, can't say enough that I love classic Gosalyn.
Oh yeah,
like,
I love Gosalyn.
Like, I can't believe she came out, like, 2 years, however many years after Webby from DuckTales, who sucks.
Yeah. And, like, I also very much love their relationship in the original series. Like, some of my favorite episodes are where Drake is kind of struggling with being a good father to her. Yeah. You know the episodes better.
Yeah, some really good episodes. Obviously, the first episodes, Darkly Dawns the Duck, Part 1 and 2. I want to say it's Days of Blunder or Whirlful While You Work. One of those is also a good Darkwing and Gosalyn one. And the episode, I mean, Steerminator, Quiverwing, Quack, Into the Negaverse.
Oh, yeah.
It's a lot. I mean, a lot of episodes focus on that familiar relationship, the father-daughter bond between them, which I think is a large part of what makes Darkwing Duck so worthwhile, the show. If that wasn't there, I wouldn't care nearly as much.
It'd just be like another, like, kind of gray,
like a Looney Tunes type superhero thing, but Gosalyn saves it. From XGSA2, I know this would have been a little bit too much, but I'd expected a short Negaduck cameo, him getting angrier and crazier about Darkwing's fame. Or if this really ends up being a pilot, how could Negaduck be a real threat apart from the original series and comics? Yeah, I mean, Negaduck would have been too much in this.
Yeah.
Because he has his whole own set of issues he brings in.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if we'll get... I think it's been confirmed we're not getting Negaduck for this the rest of the season.
Yeah, Frank confirmed it earlier. I don't know when.
Yeah.
This year.
Yeah.
That, like, it was just too much to bring Negaduck.
Yeah, which is fair, because he brings in, like I said, a whole set of issues with him. The whole episode's going to be about Negaduck.
Yeah, like, basically, like, they didn't have the space to do that again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm hoping either season 4, or if that happens, or the actual Darkwing Duck spin-off. Because seeing Negaduck again as a villain would be really, really great.
Yeah, especially since it's, like, such a fun take on him.
Yeah, because original Negaduck, mostly, is a alternate version of Darkwing from a different dimension, from the Negaverse.
Yes.
It's Life, the Negaverse, and Everything. That's the title I mentioned before. That's the episode where we learn Negaduck is from an alternate dimension. There's also... what's the one where Negaduck sort of is the product of splitting Darkwing's personality? It's the Tron Splitter episode. I'm not going to remember the title.
I don't either. Oh my god. Pazza? No.
Just Google, like, Tron Splitter Darkwing Duck. It's that one.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah, like you said, since this Negaduck is such a different take on the character, I would love to see him again, just because he's so unhinged.
Yeah.
Especially now. But, yeah, who knows? Hopefully in the Darkwing Duck spin-off we're hoping for.
Yeah, or at least a season 4, please.
Yeah.
Can someone say anything about that?
Yes. Hello.
So we'll see.
Yeah. And I believe, let me just double check, that is it for our Twitter questions. A lot of you just type questions for part 2, which is fine.
Yeah.
A lot more happens there.
We can talk about this one because we got a sneak peek of what Bushroot looks like.
Okay.
So, for Tumblr, there are a lot of questions from next part, but this one from Jay Sketchy, who asks, what do you guys think about Bushroot being more zombie plant / cryptid than Duck? He looks so dehydrated. Liquidator, please give him some water. But yeah, I mean, his look is a reference to, what's it called?
Take it away, Twin Peaks.
Twin Peaks.
Also a very good episode, which is made great by, I think, the 3 times we see Bushroot's dead, desiccated corpse. And the whole thing's a parody of Twin Peaks.
Yeah.
Which, I bet the 10-year-olds really loved that in 1991.
Which, I don't know if you remember this, Anna, but before I watched Darkwing Duck...
When I kept sending you pictures?
Yes, you kept sending me pictures of Bushroot's corpse!
Yeah. I'm like, hey, here's this guy's corpse. You keep seeing it. We see him...
Just because it's wrapped in, like...
he's wrapped in plastic, like Laura Palmer in Twin Peaks. And that's the second time we see his corpse.
So it's a reference to that.
Partly, yeah. That, and then also, he's more of like a Swamp Thing villain here. Mm-hmm. Or at least, in look, he's more Swamp Thing.
Yeah. I like his look. He looks rad.
Yeah, no, it looks really cool. It makes him definitely a lot more threatening. Because Bushroot does not look threatening in the original series.
He's also just a fucking dweeb.
Yeah.
But of a different kind than Darkwing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a science dweeb. Nerd.
Yeah. He experimented on himself.
Yeah.
So, Well, we talked about Quiverwing and Quack, so we'll do this one.
Okay, cool.
So, Anonymous.
Fuck. Who's in this episode? Allison.
Allison asks, Do you think that this season is trying to set up a new version of the Justice Ducks? We've got Gizmo and Darkwing already, but now we have Lena, Boyd, and even Gos / Quiverwing Quack having what are essentially hero origins episodes this season.
I think we've talked about this before, I think in the Moonlander episode. They put a Moonlander on the Earth. Mm-hmm. And, I mean, I really think so.
Yeah.
Like, not only do we have, like they said, Darkwing, Gizmo Duck, Quiverwing, Gosalyn, Boyd, and Lena, we also have Storkules. Mm-hmm. did I say Penumbra, Celine? Like, we have a whole bunch of people with abilities or whatever who are just kind of doing their own thing. But, it definitely feels like, to me, there's definitely the potential for the setup of a new Justice Duck, especially since they name drop it. Spoilers for part 2. In part 2, they name drop Justice Ducks.
Yeah, and I feel like, because we have, like, also this group of villains.
Yeah.
So we need that group of heroes.
Yeah, you need the group of heroes to team up and fight the team of villains.
Yeah. So I think so.
Yeah. I mean, if not, we're just getting a lot of superheroes popping up this season.
So we have a question from Araminikilla20 who asks, do you think we're going to see more of Solego now that he's confirmed to exist in the DuckTales universe? I hope that he has a continuity kind of like Murloc, because let's remember that Lena unlocking her powers and the magic of the friendship in the bracelets that we saw in the 3 seasons was possible thanks to a spell from his grimoire.
Yeah, the grimoire was, we saw it in Jaws Ka-Ching. Mm-hmm. And Solego, I don't know. Here, he is like a mad scientist from way back when. Mm-hmm. Not like, he wasn't a sorcerer like Murloc was. So I'm not sure how much more we'll get from him, considering he's probably dead.
We'll probably just get more, like,
of the portal itself.
Yeah.
Like the differing realities type thing, since Waddlemeyer is still stuck.
Yeah. So we'll probably just continue to get, like, little callbacks.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's a small thing. Especially since, here he's like a dude. Whereas in the comic, he was a literal god. Like, think like Gozer type thing.
Jeez.
Ghostbusters.
Yeah. So Anonymous.
Bradford asks.
Bradford asks, what does the character Gosalyn mean to you? I think she means, like, 2 separate things to me. So I feel like the first main thing is, like Darkwing, like, the show, and DuckTales as a show as a whole, just to me mean a lot. Because it's, like, a friendship.
Yeah, you know? A friendship blossomed around
DuckTales. It honestly did. First with us standing outside of your apartment talking about it.
For hours. Yep.
For hours. And then, like, actually watching it and, like, you know, like, getting closer because of that, starting a podcast, all of that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, even, like, going back to, like, the original series, like, we watched DuckTales and Darkwing Duck before this came out.
Yeah. So that's, like, part of it. And also, like another part of it is just, like, I don't know, like, I was, like, a weird little girl. And it, like, you know, like, a weird little girl who was always looking for people who actually understood her. Because being tolerated as a child is different than, like, you know, finding people who really like you. Yeah. So I think for me, it's kind of like that, like, you see yourself reflected, or I see myself reflected in her, like, not wanting to be girly, you know, kind of thing. Like, wanting to be just wholeheartedly, loudly yourself.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my...
That's so good. I don't even know what the fuck I'm gonna say. Fuck me. I was I found Darkwing Duck when I was, like, in middle school after I watched a lot of DuckTales. And immediately Gosalyn is what drew me to the show. But it was Gosalyn that really cinched the show for me as something that I would continue to watch and enjoy. She, she's the heart of Darkwing Duck, of the show, and the character. But, she was, and still is, very unique for a female character. I mean, especially placing her in the 90s for being so, like you said, so loudly, like, brashly, I don't know, I hate the word tomboyish, but, going against so many stereotypes. Like, I mean, you can look at probably many other shows at that time and look at the female characters, and they sucked.
Yeah.
Like, they're webbies, or they're nagging, or they're whatever. A lot of the time they weren't good characters. And Webby just not Webby, Jesus. Gosalyn was so unique in that respect, in that she stood out so much. And she was very much her own character with a very well-developed personality and goals. Like, she was a great character from the get-go. And here, obviously, we've only had a little bit of her in comparison. And we're getting still a lot of that similar stuff. She's not like the kids that we have so far. She's not like Webby or the boys, or even like Lena. No, very distinct, very independent character as well. And I mean, and her being Latina is really big. Yeah. I mean, in general, in anything, there aren't many Latino characters, and where they are, the story often revolves around them being Latino. Yeah. Yeah. And so, I mean, DuckTales especially has been really, really good about that, where the character, especially like for Latino characters specifically, for us, it's really nice to see like their being Latino isn't. I mean, they just are. They're Latino, okay, and they're a superhero, and she's this super smart adventurer. She's got a crossbow. I don't know, like you know, like their whole character isn't hinged upon their race. And I mean, as few Latino characters as there are, it's really nice to see DuckTales have so many. Yeah, doing so much.
Yeah, like it's just such a wide variety. Yeah, I don't know, like seeing Gauze and just being like smart, like just being straight up like a smart Latina, like that means a lot. And I think to me it also ties like that she doesn't like go to like traditional like gender roles. Like, I'm doing air quotes a lot. To me that was the thing that I remember as a child being like, oh, I'm not like that, and every girl on TV is like that, and I'm not, and the Webbies. And I'm weird because of that. And like I don't know, like just seeing her continue to be like different. She's different. She's different. But no, it's just nice because I feel like it reassures kids that like there is no wrong way to be a person, you know, to be a child. Yeah. You know.
Yeah, we were looking forward to Gosalyn for a really long time, and obviously we'll get a lot more for next episode, which so far she's really delivered.
Yeah. We have one last question for this part. We have so many questions.
We have so many questions for part 2. Thank you for sending me questions, but oh my god. Yeah. If you thought this episode was long, next episode is going to be 4 hours, and 2 of that are going to be answering questions.
But yeah, okay. So we have a question from Darius Bennett, who asks, are Launchpad McQuack and Darkwing Duck really in love with each other?
I mean, I think so.
I think so, too.
I think so. I mean, their relationship, I think, can easily be read as romantic.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I think we've been very open about the fact that they're in love. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, they're just just watch the show with your own eyes. And see it.
Sorry, Faby, they're heterosexual life partners.
No one holds hands and shoulder gazing into each other's eyes.
Heterosexual life partners. Just get a screen grab of that and slap those words over it.
Oh no, that would make a great shirt, to be honest.
No homo.
No homo.
Yes, homo.
No. Yeah. Yes, all the homo. They're in love. And they're about to raise a girl together.
Soon.
Once
Wanamayer is confirmed dead.
But yeah.
Yeah, so is that all of our questions? We have like an avalanche waiting for us next time.
Yep.
Great. Please don't send us any more questions. We already have so many. Oh god, before I fucking forget, we had somebody ask like a million years ago, and I forgot to respond, what microphones we use.
Oh yeah. And
I never responded because I forgot, and I'm terrible. We use, we got our mics off Amazon a while ago. They're, Fine Technology, Fine, on Amazon. I'm not sure if they're available now since everyone and their grandmother started a podcast. since the quarantine has started, the shelter in place.
Yeah.
So I don't know how much they cost now or if they're still available. Mm-hmm. But those are the ones we use. We've used them for 3 years.
Yes.
And
they work very well.
They've held out.
Yeah. I mean, and they're USB mics.
Yes.
So, and yeah, they work really well.
Yeah, thank you for actually explaining what kind of mics they're. I'm like, yeah, here's the name. Bye.
I mean, yeah, like, to be honest with y'all, like, all we really use are these mics and Audacity.
Yeah. It's very low tech.
Yeah.
I believe that is all for us for this part.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. You can find us on Twitter at Amores Patos. That is where we post most of our news. We retweet stuff from the DuckTales crew, fan art, clips from upcoming episodes, fun stuff.
Mm-hmm. You can also find us at Tumblr at amorespatospodcast.tumblr.com.
Yes.
Send us questions, comments.
Yeah.
Don't send us any more for next episode, but you know.
Please no. We're much less active on Tumblr.
Yeah.
If you want to follow us for news, definitely follow us on Twitter.
Yeah.
You can also, if you don't have Twitter or Tumblr, you can still send us questions via our email at amorespatospodcast@gmail.com.
Mm-hmm.
We have a TeePublic store. If you don't follow us on Twitter or Tumblr, you would not know this. We have a TeePublic store. We will put a link in the description.
Mm-hmm.
And I have been, for the last month, just like losing my mind and making a lot of t-shirt designs.
They're great. I love so many of them. I would buy them all, but then it would ruin the point of them.
All the funds from the sale of t-shirts, masks, stickers, magnets, all that fun stuff.
Buttons, I think. Yeah.
Buttons. All the proceeds go to paying our podcast dues, and y'all have really. I mean, already people have really bought shirts.
Yeah.
Our Glom Gold shirts are our most popular item.
Yeah.
We have a Flint Ferris Glom Wheel shirt, the shirt that Penumbra wears. I survived the Glom Wheel, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Our second most popular shirt is the Glom Gold energy drink from the Astro Boyd episode.
Yeah.
I think last I checked, we've sold 18 shirts of the Flint Heart Glom Wheel one. So
it's great.
Thank you, crazy people.
Honestly.
And we sold one mask with the Flint Ferris Glom Wheel to Frank Angones. Which
you bet your ass we freaked out of that.
I lost my mind. I saw that somebody bought a mask, and it's the first mask we sold, so I'm like, oh, that's fun, I'll just tweet. And obviously he quote tweeted it and responded and clarifying that he had bought it. So that was fun.
But yeah, like, there's a lot of fun designs.
And a lot of
fun designs that I know Anna's working on.
Yes. I am in a constant state. I enter a fugue state, and I suddenly have like 5 more designs that I've created. Like a lot of them are based off like shirts, designs you see in the show.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot where I was going with this. If you have any ideas for design you would like to see, you can message us. I'll see if I can do it. I'm not an artiste. I am not drawing anything. You don't want that on a shirt. But yeah, if you have any ideas, anything you think you would like to see, I mean, let us know. But definitely check out what we got. We have last I checked almost 50 designs because I am an uncontrollable monster.
I'm like, Anna, what are you up to? Sends me 10 photos of shirts. I'm like, cool.
This is what I'm doing.
They look great.
Thank you. Is that all?
I think.
Is that all we say? Oh, we have another podcast.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. We have another podcast that obviously we have not been attending to.
Yeah.
Recently. But we do have one episode out. It is Amores Patos Face the Disney Afternoon. We currently have our review of the first episode of Gummy Bears out.
Mm-hmm.
And we will be reviewing the premiere of every single show in the Disney Afternoon. So if you have not listened to our Gummy Bears, check that out, and we will soon-ish have more episodes out. We'll be reviewing the 5-part premiere of DuckTales next.
Which, I mean, y'all should get on it.
Subscribe. Follow us on Twitter.
Yeah.
And I believe that is all for us at last. Alrighty. Saludos, amigos.
Saludos, amigos.
Darkwing Duck is such a hero. Darkwing Duck, I want to take you home. I just want to see your body. And I don't want to be alone. He takes the filth off the streets and brings it home to the sheets. Darkwing Duck, yeah.